you want me to do all of this, Willow? Honestly?
Yeah, hello and welcome to the
So
first day
enthusiastic. I love it.
Welcome to the tutorial on how to
I love the
play.
enthusiasm.
Greenskins and
Guys,
Norsca.
it's getting a bit ahead. Just
Yeah,
everybody be quiet for a
Okay,
second.
is it loading in?
Okay. So what we try to do here is we try to showcase as many units as possible. We have some builds that are probably going to be, or that are supposed to be good, some builds that are supposed to be shit, and some builds that are just supposed to be somewhat in the middle. This is actually the battle where I left. So Incap, you could take over and maybe explain and go over the builds.
So, this is the battle. Pause at the beginning. Brilliant. So, maybe we should start with my side because I actually know the armies.
Which side
Me and
is my
Alexis,
side?
This side, the side of the green. That's my army there.
This army is yours. Okay.
That's my army. Don't look at it. It wasn't great. So me and Alexis went with a mistakenly similar build. If you don't mind going across the front line, I don't remember what his was, to be honest.
it was Marauders
He had
plus
three-
Horse Masters plus some Skin Wolves.
Yeah, his. Well, I'll go over mine first because I know it. It was 3. Willow, you're going away from it. Yeah, mine's this
Well,
one here. No, mine's the green
To
one.
be
Willow.
fair, you threw your units all over the place, so it's kind of
Willow
hard.
to your left. The only one in the middle. Willow.
Green one. Oh, with the green health bars. I see what you're talking about. I'm confused. There's no green.
Okay,
What do
so
you mean, the
mine
green
was my front line. If you look down, Willow, just make it nice and easier. My front line was 3 Marauder champions. They usually do quite good against orcs. The only downfall is black orcs. Spoiler: guy opposite me had black orcs. 2 skin wolves. Skin wolf werekin, just because its mass is still broken. It would jump through a unit when it shouldn't. And then it was, I believe, 3 Marauder champions, which are on Lex's flank to the right. And I think there was a hound unit over there. Was it? No, it was a spirit leech caster Duda. I know units. There's 3 ice hounds behind them, or skin wolves, or wolves, just hounds. And then I had my Marauder champion over with the frog army because I knew he didn't have the plus 24 melee attack, which turned out to help. Alexis' army was 3 Marauder hunters. You're going over to the other army now, Willow. Okay, we'll start with this one. No, we'll go back to that one.
Three Marauder hunters. You mean Marauder horse? If you get the names of the units right, it'll help me a lot.
Yeah, 3 Marauder horse masters.
Yeah, Horse
Not
Masters.
hunters.
Front line of Marauders with 2 ice wolves, I believe, or was that just hounds?
They're Ice Wolves, I believe.
I think that
One of them,
hounds and ice wolves.
yeah, Hounds and
Must
unit
be.
of Ice Wolves.
Oh wait, no, yeah, hounds and ice wolves. He has Wolfric, I believe, and a mammoth, fire mage, 2 berserker units, 1 RR, which is unbreakable, and 2 skin wolf units. And if we go over to the final army. And then in the final army, I didn't look at this one much. It wasn't around long enough to me to remember it all.
As
not
we
point
can see, it's a front line of Marauders with some supporting
Hashtag sports.
Berserkers, Javelins, 2 units of Skin Wolves, Throg himself, some Famir, and I think there's Ice Trolls, I think, in the woods on the left. With a Metal Caster. No, those are just more
Horsemen?
Horsemen.
Okay, now looking at the green guys.
With the Metalcaster, you overcast Plague of Rust, and then you get much more value out of your Marauder Horseman, right? That was the
Yeah.
idea?
Yeah, I think that's a general idea.
And also the Hunters, the Hunters absolutely melt like large targets.
So, Willow, before you go to the other side, have a look at the magics first. See who's got
Magics.
what law and what spell.
So we got
On the
Lord of
Norsca
Metal here,
side.
obviously, because you can
Yeah, but
sometimes
see-
you have high damage potential, but a lot of your high damage potential, like skin wolves and berserkers, aren't armor piercing. So if you bring Plague of Rust, you can drop all those down to like 0 armor, and then your berserkers still be doing like maximum damage, but not having to worry about armor.
Granted, most orcs don't have
What
that
spells
much
does
armor
he have?
unless you run into black orcs.
But just in
check
case,
what
I'm
spells he
guessing he
has,
has
Not sure. if he
Plague of
did
Rust, maybe
really.
Final Transmutation because of blobs. Yeah, Plague of Rust. You can also give your stuff armor because obviously most Norscan stuff isn't very armored. So if you all of a sudden armor your front line, that can be quite unexpected. Final Transmutation
Especially
and
Berserkers.
actually I need to hover over this because it's annoying. No.
Yeah.
This is difficult.
Yeah, it's Plague
There
of
you go,
Rust, Final
yeah.
Transmutation, the Sheet of Scales.
So if you just
Glowing
look
rib.
at the bottom, Willow, in the bottom green
Yeah.
on that card, the little orc icon. That means Wozzeck's on the field, so anytime you overcast, you're going to take a nice chunk of damage from it.
Is it only when you
So-
overcast something?
Whenever you
Well-
overcast. Well,
Whenever you
miscast chance.
overcast, it causes you to have a miscast chance.
Yeah, usually the miscast chance is about 50%, but obviously with that, it's a guarantee. And apparently it does stack with the 50%, so it can go off, and then you can take a further 50% on top of that, which is lovely. If you look at the other casters, well, because I know Alexis has a metal and I have a fire and I have a death. By Alexis's army. That's by Alexis's.
Center
was
was
Low Death.
Yeah, so lower death. So on that one, I bought Soul Blight, Doom and Darkness, and Spirit Leech. Soul Blight does the same as Plague as Rust in an AoE. And it costs 4 War Winds Magic, so it's quite good. And it does minus 30% base weapon strength. Didn't use it that much. And then Alexis' Law of Fire. What's he bought on that? I don't remember. Yeah, just typical Burning Head and Flaming Sword. Actually, I do have a scroll on my caster, which is quite a good one. I managed to use on one of the lords, which was reduce
Scroll of
recharge rate.
Leeching.
No, reduce recharge rate
Yeah, the
and
Scroll of
damage
Leeching.
resistance. Yeah, you do know.
And
So I thought it Spirit Leeching.
And then over at the Green Boys over here.
So I believe this one is Ted. So I'll let you go through this one. Will I just tell you who they are?
This looks like a Night Goblin frontline applying poison. Stone Trolls. Stone Trolls with a Black Oak Pit Boss, very good. That's just pretty much most of every pick in a Greenskin build. Night Goblin frontline can be good, but obviously, usually goblins are for the meat shield, but when they can't see them, often you won't be able to like go after them as the meat shield for very much. Have a backline, some archers here, Night Goblin archers, so those will be hidden as well. A unit of goblins. So all you can really see is this and the goblin unit, and obviously this cav here, which is all Orc Boar Biggins. Pretty good against Norsca because there's so much large stuff to deal with, but at the same time, good targets for anti-large. So it's often just a very quick fight between them and anything Norsca got. Wurzag, he's the one that's given the debuff to everything with that whole miscast chance. That is one of his abilities, I believe. Yes, abilities. This one here, Wurzag's Revenge, one of his abilities. He also has this other ability where he can net stuff down, which is pretty good against a lot of the physical resist. Get back here, Foot of Gore can be good, but I personally would just stick with Brainbuster against Norsca because there's not much armor. Obviously this is Ted, if you're listening, Ted, it's bad army. Edbert, again, it's good against armor. It's not good against armor.
No, it's a good wave spell. I found it's like if you've got a big chunk of units together, you could just.
I feel like that would have to be a very specific shape though. You could just use Brainbuster.
It's very specific. It's a cone, but it's very reliable for how much damage it does to the whole unit. Unlike Brainbuster, which can be kind of a hit and miss.
No, it's all right, Edbert, because it takes 8 seconds to charge up, so your opponent can just walk up.
Of course, with these two spells as well, they're very expensive, which isn't good when you want to get as many casts off as possible with the Bonewood Staff. You want to cast as often as you can. You want to cast every 17 seconds if you can, because plus 12 melee attack, especially on a 3v3, because this is going to affect every army. It's going to affect all his allies as well. So this, obviously, 3v3 is a different scenario, but this is like amazingly good. Wurzag in any 3v3 or 4v4, just the value of getting 12 melee attack on everything on your side.
Just you wait, Willow.
Have you got another Wurzag?
No, we
no.
don't.
You can't stack those, can you? Got some.
Also, another effect of Wurzag is he has War Paint, which gives around him a slight buff to physical resistance. I think 6%. It is 6%.
Yeah.
Normally, I would say you should probably take this off because it's really minor, and especially against Norsca because Alexis, was it, brought Flaming Sword of Ruins, so if he remembers this, he will just melt the physical resistance.
And also, you don't want to usually keep Wurzag near all your stuff that's going to be fighting as well. Like, you want to sort of keep it away.
One thing I have to point out with this army as well is there's nothing with physical resist. Yeah. So given that +6 physical resist,
just like a very minor damage decrease against.
No, it doesn't do anything because it gives +6.
It does apply. No, these guys have.
Hover over it. It should be on the bar. Yeah, it does. Okay.
Yeah, they have now 6%,
which isn't very much. That's like that's not going to win any fights or anything.
That didn't used to apply to units.
Anyway,
moving on to Logic
army
in the
is
middle.
next.
Is this your army, Slacker?
Yeah. So I brought 2 units of Forest Goblin Spider Riders who are archers. With the mangy marauders, so that one could slow them down while the other one has armor piercing to kind of pick them apart from far away. But I didn't expect 8 units of horse masters, so for my front line, I brought 2 units of Orc Boys, chevroned up to silver, and 2 units of Savage Boys with a big boss on foot. I brought Squid Coppers because I've never used them before, and they're supposed to be good against infantry. They get a +12 bonus to leadership if they are near any enemy unit. So
You can see just here this sort of thing you've got going off with the stat buffs from Azag and the leadership.
Yeah.
These like 51 melee attack without War on Orc Boys and
Yeah.
without Wizard cast. They're going to get very big, very quickly.
Yeah.
One thing to note is Azag Spirit Leech is really good to use against Famir.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to
against
take
skin wolves.
care of the questions.
Skin wolves.
Oh yeah, sure. Because I think
Basically, the first question, fire damage does not negate physical resistance, which is basically dumb and makes 0 sense, but only magical resistance.
Should we go for them after the battle?
Magical damage negates physical resistance.
Yeah.
magical damage negates, which Flaming Sword gives both fire and magical damage.
Why I put chevrons on Orc Boys is so that they're not trash.
Fair enough.
Like they're still cheaper than the actual like Savage Boys with silver chevrons.
But you got Black Orcs in the back line as well.
And yeah, I have Black Orcs in the back line to be the kind of oomph that the army would need to punch through anything heavy that they have.
Yeah.
Famir, monsters and stuff like that. And I have Azag on his Wyvern with Spirit Leech and Xerxes Purple Sun because Sun go whomp.
They blob up, vom.
Yeah, then I was hoping for some big juicy Marauder hordes, but they kept spreading out. Or you'll see what I mean. What happens?
Also, you got those good death stack abilities that you can sort of stack on top of each other to make like everything around you just beast. Like this Black Orc Big Boss, 74 melee attack.
Yeah. But well, as you'll see, as you saw with like the other armies, 2 of them had so many horse masters collectively. It was very
would be a lot of skirmishing.
to get close.
Who's this army?
That is, I think, Quinn's army.
That is Logic's.
Or
Logic's,
Logic's, or yeah.
Well, I'll go through this. So what we got? Goblin front line, pretty good for screening out any skirmish cav. So if a skirmish cav comes close and it's like trying to target these units back here, then you just run them towards them. Just run them towards them, and if they're on skirmish mode, they'll be forced to fire and waste their ammo on goblins. So that's always a good method. If you've got some skirmish cav in front of you or on the sides, just send a goblin unit at them because they'll be forced to shoot them, and then not like shoot at your unshielded stuff like Black Orcs or stuff like that in the middle. Lord here, Grimgore, the best, with an Orc Shaman. 4 spells. I'd say probably 4 spells a bit too much, but you could drop one. Fist of Gork provides magical damage. Skin Wolves have physical resistance, so that can help them win against Skin Wolves. You got Black Orcs. Black Orcs are a very good unexpected unit against Norsca because of the lack of armor piercing normally. Grimgore can duel most things, especially with the Footlord buff. He can win most. He'd definitely beat Throg. He'd definitely beat Wolfric on horse and foot. Maybe even Wolfric on a mammoth might struggle against good old Grimgore, especially when he's got his buffs, his assassin ability, and his get back here can just help all those goblins stay in the fight. Orc Boys back here, and the Broken Tusk mob, basically serving the same purpose as the triple Orc Boy Biggins, just sort of spread out the money differently. And the Broken Tusk mob will be very hard to deal with because they're a very heavily armoured cav, which you don't expect facing against Greenskins, so you don't normally bring Famir with great weapons into this matchup because of that.
So, before we start, Willow, which side do you think wins? Like, looking at the armies, just from how they're built, which side do you think has the more well-built faction armies?
Judging by the lack of stuff to kill skirmishers and the increased amount of skirmishers, I say Norsca wins this one.
Okay. I'm not going to say yes or no to that. I'm just...
No, good. I don't want you to. That would spoil it.
I think you're good to go. So which army do you want to watch first?
Well, I'll just sort of have a look. I can really just do...
Well, I was going to say you can watch one engagement and then...
Well, do you know who engages first from memory?
I believe Alexis myself do.
Okay, over here. Yeah, you've got a bit of a skirmish going on here. These are unarmoured skin wolves, so this will apply a nice bit of damage against these because they're unarmoured. Even if they do regenerate, it's still applying.
So, any questions in chat? Put them in. Lycus will answer them. Yeah.
This is where one of the first big mistakes is that he gets his wolf riders cut off from the rest of his army.
Yeah, here you can see they're being isolated quite well. So we can basically just send these wolves after him, pretty much chase them the entire game. And there's not much else they're going to be able to do.
Or run them into the corner.
Wolves are so good for this because they'll catch pretty much any skirmish cav and they'll beat almost any skirmish cav as well. So wolves are really good if you want to win that skirmish game, which is quite important for Norsca to do because they don't have any other range.
No custom.
Azek is moving up now in the middle.
Azek's going over here.
He's
Obviously,
not out of.
He's a bit out of there, but if he can drop a Spirit Leech on Wolfric, because Wolfric won't heal, so that damage is
Yep,
going to be
that's-
permanent. That's just good whittling down to do.
Unfortunately,
That's-
though,
Even if
it
he
is
gets
true
shot.
what-
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
get
it's
shot.
also true for Azag. So I think I dropped
Yeah,
Spirit
so any
Shield back on him.
Damage that happens to Azag, he's also not going to heal.
Do I not? No, I think I got out of range.
no,
So
you
yeah,
didn't. You didn't
That's
get a
a
spiritual.
good move there with Azak moving him up like that because he's still protected by the Goblin Riders.
Yeah,
he's
these
not by himself.
counts, but
he's
he
not
has
gonna
taken
be
a good
zoned.
chunk of damage, arguably
yeah.
more than Wolfric has.
He did get a hug back.
Hmm.
But then is it though? Because Wolfric has 10,000 HP, he has like 3.
Yeah, but still, it's one Spirit Leech versus a good volley of arrows. And let's check.
The issue is.
No, I'd still say he's taking more. Anyway,
Okay, if you look back
see, we can see the
left
skirmish
there.
cav getting routed off here. We've got some, for somebody that played Bretonia, you'd thought it'd be better with his cav, but he really isn't, is he? Just getting shredded by archers. He's running him away.
So,
Although they are armoured, so they won't be taking as much damage, which is good there.
Just gonna say, well, I think it's probably best if for this we'll watch this side in this half, and then we'll come back and watch the other side because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a 3v3. You'll get that with 3v3. Okay, we'll go over there later. Well, we'll redo the replay and have a look. But here, because they have no shields, even with a lot of armour, they'll still take a good chunk of damage. They should perform okay against the Skin Wolves, but seeing as there's 2 of them, plus the Marauder Horsemaster support, they're going to lose. Especially seeing as these are taking their time to get over there.
Remember
Night
that
Goblins versus
Horseman.
Marauders. With War popping, I feel like Night Goblins will win that. Here you see...
Fanatic too, but
Big mistake
not
here.
use
Oh, they
his
reg-
ability.
They didn't say. But anyway, Stone Trolls here on their own, not getting immune to psychology, they're going to be terror-routed off by Wolfric on his banner.
It's good play there, throwing Wolfric into him.
You really need to stick these Stone Trolls with the Black Orc Big Boss because, yep, there they go. And they'll take so much damage as routing and not dishing out damage, they're almost dead already.
What good you can see on the right
Azag
side there is-
providing a good buff here. Oh, a good Purple Sun there
Ooh,
on Black
Ooh,
Orcs.
the terror.
Wait, which Purple
that's-
Sun was that? Is that one of
Oh,
yours?
that's a
That
good-
was
yes.
mine. It was on
Yeah,
top
it
of the hands,
did more
but
damage to the
it-
Black Orcs. Yeah, that's the
It
thing.
went. Well, no, it wiped out the entire unit and then went
These
another.
are champions, well.
Hmm.
So as you can see there, there's 2 more of the champion units holding up quite a good chunk of the army.
Hmm.
Nothing can really push past what we've
Unfortunately, they're getting countered quite
No,
well
not
here
really.
with Black Orcs.
I already threw Black Orcs. and
Yeah,
I was
the
moving
Black
rest of
Orcs
my
will,
army to go into the
shred through
thing
them.
that I.
got. Yeah, but there's 6 units there that aren't moving because if they
Oh.
move, they get caught. Anyway,
Not really. It's more. I'm looking
Oh, good
over
flank
and I
there.
watch my army begin to break, and it's like, well,
Where's
if I
his boat?
run it,
Boat
it gets
there.
so
surrounded.
that's a good target from Wolfric. Azag going into back is going to tear out off some units.
Yeah, because Azag on his Wyvern does cause terror, so having that happen can be pretty detrimental. He's getting his Skin Wolves in reserve coming in.
Bit of a mistake there. The skin was probably been better going into Azag.
Yeah,
Um,
they're a bit slow to react here. Like they could have pinned him down, he'd be dead.
They
Unless
would
he
be
ran
much
this
better going
direction, and maybe the Skin Wolves would get to him. But overall, he'd be pretty dead here because here come the Skin Wolves over here. Oh, a good foot of Gork there, wiping out that entire Marauder Horsemaster unit. It's down to 7 models.
there. More or less.
Definitely freeing up Wurzag. That minimum cast distance removal being pretty useful. Ton of Skin Wolves here, you'll notice. Just all the money of Norsca is just in this one area. Which, when there's not much else competition, it would be very smart for them to just run Wurzag away here. You have to notice when there's a losing fight and just
like
get out.
My entire army is sitting over there.
Yeah,
because I-
this army is still taking its time to go over here, and Wurzag can provide so much more benefits. He should really be getting out of there. Instead, he's going after Wolfric and an army of Skin Wolves. Ted everyone.
That's just that. Never retreat, never surrender.
Just so you know as well,
Who's the
that
lady, he
spell
shouts.
cast there was Flaming Sword, so those skin wolves come and you have physical fire damage.
Yeah,
Physical
and
fire
magical damage.
against the.
Yeah, those
Anyway,
quick
not
coffers are
long.
fighting stuff back there.
Not for long does that orc live.
So you see whole of Cyclo's army getting pretty much taking barely any damage. So this is still a fairly even fight against these two. Even though all of Ted's army's been wiped
My
out,
logic
it would be a lot more
here-
better if Wurzag wasn't being murdered. What was he doing? Oh my god. Jesus.
Because
Ted?
my logic here was that there was so much like Marauder camp that if I just run in, I'm just gonna get picked apart.
This is a good situation. Is if you see this, you never charge your lord into this. Doesn't matter what lord you have. Doesn't matter if you have like a Primarch from 40k. This isn't a good thing to charge into. Spirit Leech or Doom and Darkness, keeping those things
I
rounded
think this is
off.
a good point. You have some routing, I think. Is there hounds here? There's hounds somewhere. I think
Hounds
they chase
somewhere.
off trolls units and wipe out some goblin units.
Of course, the skirmish cav has all been cleaned out by those hounds. That's a 400 gold unit, wiping out like 2 skirmish cav. It's pretty good value for that.
Yeah, the Deathcaster is almost dead because I dropped Azeg on him
Drop
earlier.
Azeg. Oh, and a Spirit Leech as well. That probably finish him off, or at least make him rout.
That's gonna finish him off.
Burning Head, not sure what that was doing. I think that went through the Savage Orcs a bit.
Went through the Black Orcs, actually.
About
So Black
Spirit
Orcs.
Leech, another thing is some people overcast Spirit Leech, which does absolutely nothing except for increase the cast range by like 200 meters up to 300. Sometimes at the start of the battle you see people overcast it, but usually if somebody overcasts Spirit Leech, you will know it's a newer player because he doesn't know about the no damage increase, just range increase.
The only situation where overcasting Spirit Leech would be effective is if there's a sort of very heavy missile-based faction and they've only got like 1 or 2 units of artillery. You can snipe those with an overcasted Spirit Leech without having to risk missile engagement.
I'm not sure that's a good play there. The Marauder Horsemen have thrown spears into the Black Orcs instead of Azar.
Yeah, it would definitely be better to go after Azag with those. But
yeah, there you go. That's a good play. Charging the goblins in on the wolves to chase off those 3.
Oh yeah, chase off those. Although they will lose in melee, I believe.
They will get caught, but they've stopped that damage.
They've stopped firing.
And they're out of ammunition anyways.
And of course, Wurzag will be replying his big buffs to the Black Orcs here, and these more Black Orcs come. So if he just sticks these together, he can tear through a lot of this, except for maybe the Wolfric Mammoth,
That's
which is
pretty
always
much what I ended up doing. It's just, yeah, the problem was there was so much the other 2 Norscan armies left that.
Some hounds and some squigs here. I like the squigs' chances because they are anti-infantry, and hounds do count as infantry. Some people forget. So anti-infantry things will
Actually, the
do
hounds
quite
count
good
as
against
forage,
hounds.
if I remember correctly.
Even with that low health, they'll do decent
No,
damage.
there were 2 units of squigs there earlier. I had to run this unit away because they were going to lose. I had the
The skin wolves come in
Jaws
to
of
do
National,
that.
whatever that's called. Very white.
So you see, you've got this huge, meaty armored greenskin blob here, especially with the buffs from Azag. So if
Also,
take
you
the
see, I'm not
assassin,
sure if it's intentional, but Psycho's engaging in the forest, so the skin wolves, the mammoths, everything is going to get a 20% debuff because only 80% effective.
I wanted to keep my Black Orcs near the woods since it was easier to fight there.
And also less fire from the skirmish curve because the trees are there.
See Wolfric taking a lot of damage here.
This is where Wolfric kind of got stuck, and I used, I think, a Spirit Leech on him.
Sends his horse masters in to try and free him up, but it's not going to do too well. Actually, with the Flaming Sword of Ruin, that would increase their damage output. And these are horse masters, so definitely a lot more damaging. You've got a Burning Head going down here.
Skinwolf blob up the top now.
Skinwolf squad moving in, just sort of clearing out. Really, this job could sort of be fulfilled, but just the hounds, like the rest of the Skinwolves, could have come over here and help out here. With Wolfric being routed off, he's going to be, if he could get chased off by Azag for the rest of the game, pretty much. This could be Wolfric out permanently if Azag keeps on him.
I made sure he died.
He made sure he went off, yeah. So this is basically end of Wolfric. You got the wolf blob pretty much over here. These could have come in, but now Wolfric's gone. There's not much else for them to do because Wolfric was the only thing ready to kill Black Orcs. These skin wolves won't be able to kill Black Orcs
They've gone in
unless they get Plague of Rusted, but it won't. It's not a very efficient trade for these against Black.
No, Skinwolves would still lose to Black Orcs at that health. They're not
And
in
there goes
psychology
Wolfric.
or whatever. Yeah.
But here, Azag has got surrounded, but that won't be too much, especially since most of them are out of ammo. They will probably get terror-rated off, or they'll get caught by Black Orcs and killed. See all the wolf squad coming over here, all these little elements. They could be rallied over here to sort of combine into a force.
So, can I suggest now, we've seen this side of the battle. Before we see how it ends, do you want to start replaying and watch the other side?
Okay, so replaying.
I want to point something out. If you look back, look back for a second, you'll see that I'll pretty much route everything off because it keeps coming back, and I had actually constantly terror route them until they went off, including the skin wolves.
Because they are quite close to the edge of the
all
map.
of Alexis's army by mass terror routes.
This does obviously give like your enemy time to regroup and stuff, but it's worth getting rid of these elements to these horse masters and everything. Right. We start the reading again. Lovely weather we're having. Let me catch up on the chat. Is there anything interesting in chat? Just lots of.
There's nothing in chat. I would have told you, but there was no Norsca.
How often can terror be applied? I believe pretty much all the 3 times. Is it? Well, of course, yeah. If they're terrified.
No, it's normal routes that can happen 3 times. Terror routes can happen as much as you want.
Well, obviously, but if it happens 3 times, then they've shared.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if it happens 3 times, they do shatter.
But if terror route and run off the ledge, they still are gone.
The same one.
We
Yeah,
would
same
have to
one.
check that because I think a terror route is something else because you can also get you can rally if you are surrounded by enemies if you have a
Yeah.
terror route.
So in this one, we're going to be probably watching. I believe it's Logic and
And
is it Necrotic?
I think
Yeah, I think it's Necrotic, isn't it?
either necrotic or tox.
Yeah, your name's Clay. That's what, yeah, Necrotic.
Yeah,
I
in the
remember.
game it's clay, so
So this fight and this flank starts
Yeah,
off quite early and doesn't end.
I forgot to specify that I also had the Crimson Killers as a part
Ah,
of my
yes,
Black
just
Orc.
a much beefier unit of Black Orcs that does splash attacks instead of regular attacks,
Yeah.
which is their buff.
Yeah.
Yeah, though it doesn't say on the unit cards, that can be hard to miss, that the Crimson Killers do splash damage instead of, which makes them just way better at cleaving through anything
Often does
of multiple.
terror apply unit that has terror?
Ooh, it's spooky.
If I remember correctly, it generally is just the leadership is low enough. Terror can activate and it'll cause them to run. It's why you'll have like the very frustrating situations of like things like trolls. They run into a unit that has terror and then they run away from the unit with terror because it's I think it does a check every little bit. I don't know. Am I wrong?
Unsure. Sorry, I was looking at something else. Somebody else has that.
For terror route, sorry, Shogunik, I now get the question. If you move a unit with terror into the range, I think it is 40 meters around the unit, then it can apply the terror routes, but only if it's like reliable, if it's between 30 and 40 leadership, like or lower.
I thought terror was only applied on melee content.
I think if you need to move into the range, you don't need to engage the unit necessarily.
I've never seen something get terror routed from range.
Okay, Willow, should we pause it?
I saw things get terror routed if I like engaged like on one part of the front line, in the middle, things routed.
Anyway, we can just play this anyway. We've already been through these.
Yeah, just so we can get into position before anything kicks off.
So we got some good deploying elements in the trees back here. Just in case there's like archers or there's goblobbers or something, you can get those hidden. Keep those hidden. Your opponent will become ignorant. They'll look around the map and think, oh yeah, all clear. Move through, and then leave some ranged element behind, and you can flank in and get them.
It's a chance, Shogunik. It's not necessarily that it's gonna work every time.
But I think it's every cooldown of the terror, so like every 16 seconds.
So does
It isn't particularly clear how it works.
Zerk has actually a pretty good video on it. So
no, he does do a video, but I think like even for him it was unclear when it procs, or like when the terror checks. But it's, if I remember from the video, it was like check each time after a period of time.
You can see up to this point, Norsca was marching. That's to conserve stamina, which is always a good idea. It's not always the best, just especially on large maps like this, to keep just run constantly. You only really need to run when you're in charging distance.
Small problem is I don't think the Norsca player notices this. Is his caster is in the front line.
He is right in the front line. Of course, if Grimgore gets on him, but there's nothing really that can threaten him right now. But if Grimgore gets on him, that's definitely a mistake.
Grimgore does have the slow down ability. He's definitely in range to us.
Although he isn't on a horse, I believe even with the debuff, he still outruns Grimgore.
Minus 48 movement speed, is not.
Yeah, he still has more than double. Yeah, he still has double Grimgore's. So.
It was the Famir Bale Fiend. It might be a little bit of a different story.
No, it's just a kill.
Yeah, he's been left here. This is
kill him
Grimgore being the best, beating up an old man on a horse. What is that javelin arc of fire? It just rains us straight down. Well, that's not what you're to do. There's not bringing a caster, and then there's getting your caster killed.
Yeah, there's the willow, and there's
this.
Head.
Here you see skin wolves getting crumped as well by the old orc ball boys. Bad. If they got a charge off, they might win against the ball boys because they're not that super armored. But with the broken tusk mob here, that would be a lot of damage applied too quickly.
Actually, if I
Throg versus Grimgore. I'm sure he wins that
fight.
Yeah, skin wolves will lose that fight. If it was a one-on-one against the orc boys, DC they do fairly. With War activated though, that would be.
One and they're winning, and then Wog pops.
Okay, so Metalcaster has to come back, but he's just killed himself on an overcast, so he's dead. Throg actually does okay against Grimgore, even with War activated. He does fairly well.
No, he does not that good. He just lost half health in seconds after his charge bonus wore off.
Okay, but he does get regenerated, so he will come back. Grimgore doesn't regenerate. There's that trade-off in terms of a long fall fight. Yeah, this fight I feel like already fairly determined how it's going to go. can see just how all the elements.
Yeah,
The caster's gone. Lord's gone.
The spell that you just saw on the Orc Shaman, it was Gaze of Morg, and it's shit. Don't
It's only good to bring really on
Incap
Wizak.
has a certain love for it, but
It's a replay
I watched the replay with him using it, and it did like 200 damage on an overcast on a Sphinx of Usef, which is even when everything hit, and it's like 6 different projectiles.
What is this coming up later?
I would say you want to use Morg on like large, like monstrous units, but that have less armor. Like if you're shooting at skin wolves or something, it could be good.
I would literally only ever fire at my caster. Oh, because not my caster.
Yeah, but
That was
you
some
need
good
to
damage
hit
from
like
Brainbuster
all
on
those basically projectiles, and
good
it's difficult
Brainbuster.
to hit. And
That's probably going to route the unit.
That's true.
Yeah, a Brainbuster like that. Sometimes it's maybe even a good idea to have your caster act as bait for wolves and stuff, because you'll often go after them, but if you have a Brainbuster or something like that, you can just pop on yourself, you can kill a lot.
So I'll admit in this fight it's quite funny because that is my Maul chieftain, and as you see, he's ignored the orcs, and therefore they've ignored him.
Yes, for some reason Incap has his... this is not usually the distance you have between your army and your general. About
The
half a
reason I've got
country
him
away.
there is because Frog doesn't give the 24 plus melee attack to 16.
You want to apply that buff.
Well, bear in mind the Lexus already has it. I thought I'd just run around and
Who is playing this? The blue? Wait,
This is Necrotic Badger versus Logic.
Oh, I've been roasting him for so long. I thought I should regret
You did it
that.
to Ted.
Yeah, I did roast. Yeah, I did it to Ted. Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah.
But man, comparing someone to Ted, that's harsh.
Well, I mean,
He can see Grimgore getting run off, probably just from ranged firepower overall, or is Jenna's duel with Throg taking a toll. Throg is rallying here, but he's going to get maybe routed by goblins. Is he going to get routed by
Hopefully.
goblins?
this would be quite entertaining.
No, he's not. He's doing okay, but he's
Oh,
regenerating.
He is wavering now.
For those of you who don't know, that little line there you see in the health bar, that is the maximum a unit can regenerate by. So that little line is how much they can heal by. Obviously it doesn't really apply to Marauders, only really applies to Throg, because he's the only thing that's going to heal here.
Are there any hounds
He's not there, no.
Are there any hounds still alive chasing off units, or
Not much to see. There's not a lot. Most of the actions on that side of the map, I feel. This was just a destroyal.
Don't worry.
Destruction.
If you want to go back and watch the other side for now, Willow, because I think this is a pretty awkward.
yeah, that's
This is pretty awkward.
about
Yeah,
the
it's just-
time Wulfric died, I think. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
if you
is sort of
wanna
like a
watch-
sort of a skirmish match, really. That's all left that Norsca can really do is just hit and run tactics over there.
So the game isn't decided yet. There's still a lot more that goes on in the end. Which,
I know it was when Berserk died.
No, yeah. Yeah, this is still going a bit fast. So if we fast forward a little bit on this side, I think all this is just skirmish hit and runs. Whatever Incap Lord's doing, I don't know how he's that damaged
He
already.
chilling. He chilling. He may be fighting big guns, but he chilling.
He's fighting Biggins. Yeah, he's fighting
fighting
Biggins. This is that he's on a horse.
But
Do
he
not fight
chilling.
Biggins. Biggins have
He don't
anti-life.
care.
So this is what Zerg refers to as a bad engagement, because that Lord took half health damage from Biggins.
Yeah,
Is it though?
that's
Because
a bad
how many
engagement.
kills has he got? Actually, I didn't watch.
25.
That's still 25 big guns he's killed off in that the unit.
Yeah,
after that.
still for that damage, no, that's good. And he doesn't heal as well. So,
But let's say if I decided to fly Azeg specifically to hunt him down.
yeah, that would probably work. So Throg, the best thing you can do with Throg here is just run him away. Just have him heal. Just let him heal. Oh, he's going to vomit
I
though.
mean,
Vomit
after.
something.
So I think something
Fair
happens
good
over
damage,
here.
especially
Yeah.
things with Black Orcs.
I'm
That's
not sure
probably...
the timing, but something does happen here in a few minutes.
That does probably make that ability worth it if you can just get it on a Black Orc unit. Often Throg's ability isn't brought because he has to be like out of melee and stationary, which can make him a big target. But if you're expecting some heavier infantry, or you want something to like do a bit of damage to Black Orcs, the vomit ability can be quite good. These are big guns, so they have no shield, so they'll take some good
Black
damage
Orcs.
from any ranged.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
you're a few
stream
seconds.
delay, yeah.
But they're about out of ammunition now. So
Yeah, so there's not much that can be left. You can see he's just sort of forming up,
See,
expecting a charge, but he doesn't. It's the best
My
idea would just be to
Marauder
run away.
chieftain is still there, you know, just...
Yeah,
he's
doing
there.
whatever he's meant to be doing here.
You know, orcs have the vision of a T-Rex. If you don't move, they don't see you. You just, just ignore him moving,
He's definitely breathing.
but they definitely don't see him.
This battle still, Wulfric, you know what's going on over here. Wulfric's getting crumped. Azag's flying over. He's going to get crumped here with all this Black Orc action again. Black Orc's a good surprising pick against Norsca because you don't often expect them as Norsca, and the only answer you really have is like Famir, but Famir still do pretty badly. So your only other answer is like, yeah, but you don't really bring champions with great weapons against Greenskins. That's not something you really expect. But you can bring
There's a question from Shugonik in chat.
Wulfric on Mammoth. That's a pretty good answer against Black Orcs.
vomit ability on Greenskin River Hag caster.
Yeah, again,
it's
same
normally
sort of
the
thing.
same
but,
as Trox.
yeah, if you're expecting some
It's-
heavy infantry, maybe take it, but otherwise it's just something that they have to stand still and they have to be out of melee, so it can make them quite a big target, and it's very awkward to use
The
sometimes.
thing you want to put on the River Hag is the minus 78% movement
Yeah, the
speed.
slow is a very
Yeah,
good. It's
Wither
basically
it's
that.
called.
You might even just burn it for that, just because that's
But
practically
yeah,
a
like
discount
vomits like
there.
this, like because how cheap the vomit ability is. If you can get 3 vomits off on a Black Orc unit, you're basically paying for it. But
How many monsters did he kill there, actually? That was a good...
It didn't do a lot of
Well,
damage, and it didn't
too
do
much.
kill a
But
lot of models.
with how cheap the ability is, if you're expecting to do like a long drawn-out skirmish game, which you shouldn't really be expected to do with Norsca, that vomit ability can come in handy for a bit extra
Yes,
damage.
of course. Yeah, it's only 60 gold, but it's,
Yeah, it's
like
not
in
too
the
much,
River
but-
Troll hack is basically the same. Even
So,
she's not a lord, but so you can keep her behind the front line better, but it's still most of the time better to just use the money for upgrades.
Yeah. So you see Throg's getting stuck here on big guns. Might take some set. You know, he's going to route them off, so he's not going to take too much damage from them, which is pretty good. You see some of the skirmish elephants for the other side here. No, Norsca Nice Wolves, I believe, have a. Not only do they have a fair missile resistance, they also have. Yeah, they just have a fair missile resistance, I think, isn't it? 15.
Oh, Ice Wolves. 15%
Also,
missile
Ice
resistance.
Wolves are the only hound unit that is large.
Yes, and they also slow as well, so it's a good thing to chase off skirmish cav with.
They also have Strider.
They also have Strider, which makes them even faster than.
Really good. Which means Goblin and Spider Riders usually have good advantage of going into a forest, but going to lose something. No, these wolves don't
No,
care.
they're the same exact same route. as normal.
Ah, here it comes now. This is with the band wolves sort of get a bit ignored for a while.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so that was worth it. That just basically paid for that vomit attack, though.
Oh yeah.
'Cause that's some fair damage. It's so cheap that it's worth bringing, but you have to bear in mind that you have to keep him out of melee and you have to keep him standing still for like a good 5 seconds, and
That
that's
there,
like
though,
valuable
is the
time.
definitive proof that Frog is the best skirmish lord in the game.
Yes.
You
he
forget
is.
Sisters of Twilight. This guy.
Yeah, forget this guy.
This guy can waddle his way up that battlefield.
Look at him go.
Like, look at him. He's like a fat guy to a buffet.
Right.
Meanwhile,
just-
over the other side, I believe this is when Wurzik has died, and this stuff is all going to get routed off.
He's been dead for a while. I believe.
No, he's
Yeah,
just
if you
about to
can,
this is
Sugarnick,
like
if you
cloud on.
manage
There
to
you go.
squeeze 2 hounds between one hound between 2 skirmish cav, you will probably win that fight.
No matter the
Hounds are
skirmish
just
cav.
not good enough to take on fights, especially against the Spider Riders, because of
I think the only
poison
exception would
debuff.
be like Sisters of Thor.
There
Focused on running
becomes
off the map rather than worrying about my 400 gold unit.
this becomes a lot of cycle charging over here now. Like
When you win the skirmish game this
hard.
hard, then you
Yep.
you are resolved to doing this,
Yeah, but this was
And
an
then
unhealthy amount
this.
of skirmish cav.
and then this, and then
That's
this, and then this.
And the bad thing is they weren't really engaged because they weren't engaged with the infantry.
Over here, yeah, there wasn't.
Chasing
any-
off wolves. Over the other side, they were. It gets a bit fucky.
The problem is that Norsca really, like, with the Norscan tools they have left, you'll notice that nothing here is armor piercing, apart from the Werkin. But so
Skin
against,
was?
no, Skin was on armor piercing.
We not?
They aren't.
No, not the
Only
regular.
Maws of
Only the
Savagery
Mods of
are.
Savagery armor piercing.
Okay.
So against Black Orcs, you really have like.
What's the weapon strength?
Number two,
Sorry,
okay.
I am kind of curious.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just try and navigate my way onto it. There you go. Here.
What's the weapon
21.
strength?
It's not terrible. 30 bonus versus large is pretty big. So
What's
that
the AP, sorry? 21. Yeah, okay.
20 on
I thought
AP.
it was high. I thought it was 41 or 31.
No, it's
okay.
not too good of an AP.
Third of
So
the
oh,
damage is- I remember.
Throg got themselves stuck here on some big guns and Black Orcs and finally got finished off. He's still doing whatever he's doing. So you're just running off. It's basically when it comes to something like this, where it's infantry versus cav, you just have to try and route something off, chase it off, come back
Make sure
and
it's
cycle
done.
charge.
So
That's
later
what
on,
you're reserved to basically.
um,
It's
just because it basically turns into this now for the next few minutes.
fast
There's a,
forward.
a few things
Yeah.
that happen over there, nothing too big. But
Yeah, nothing really happens over there. 'cause
Psycho did try to send Azag after my lord. He thought he was hidden somewhere. He's going to be a bit annoyed when he finds out where he actually was sitting.
He's there. Oh, he's there. He's hidden. These wolves getting because really when it comes down to this, when something's so spread out, here you can see all the Norscan stuff is just coming over to kill this little pocket of greenskins, because this will take so long to get over there. Azag getting chased by wolves. This is going to keep him out of the sky,
This-
but
this
these
is quite
spiders are
good.
coming in. They should be able
Yeah,
to
I'm
pick him
gonna-
up.
Unfortunately,
Sorry,
does get away the last
Does get
second, and
away.
I have to. Oh no, I do engage it.
because I did bring the Spider Riders back with the rest of my army, and then. And then just sort of
Yeah, these spider riders are still a
hiding.
good source of poison, which is always nice. Which is always also why you usually bring them over wolf riders, is because poison is such a useful thing to just constantly apply.
In a few
At-
moments,
at this point,
Over here, we'll
I-
have a bit of an engagement here. This is, in terms of infantry, it's not going to go well for Norsca because Black Orcs, and it's a Orc Shaman as well. But if we can get some sort of cycle charging in, like with the wolves getting some rear charges, that will probably break the Black Orcs, which can then be routed off with wolves.
in a moment here, by the way, me and Psycho have a bit of an atmosphere, and then decide let's just walk together.
Benny
Could
Head.
the Greenskins move into the forest according to the banner rules? I'm not
They can.
completely sure.
I believe so, yeah.
This does come up in a minute, yeah.
See the engagement here, but with how low HP they are and how low morale, they might just get routed and broken and chased off. This unit will be okay, but it's so disjointed and it doesn't really have a very good attack on it. Like normally you want a straight line to be attacking like a straight line if possible, or like a straight line to be attacking sort of a bulge so they can wrap around it, but it doesn't. That's not a amazing engagement when you're just attacking a corner of a unit like that. Over here we've got the local furry convention. I don't know.
What?
It's just
this.
wolves.
Yeah, so basically I knew if I charge into Psycho there, I lose my unit, and I know if he lands his lord to kill me, he loses his.
Yeah, and
So
I
there's
can't.
nothing we can do.
I can't catch him with black.
Yeah,
Orcs,
so he's just walking to conserve. Literally, this is just a. this, you just know because he knows he can't catch them. So if he starts running, they're just both conserving stamina at this point while they waddle over here to
Plus
whatever's
those
left.
symbols are both at full HP as well.
This
so
lord
it
finally
wouldn't be-
doing something and actually killing the caster. With these Black Orcs being surrounded, their morale will probably just drop to the point where they would win this. If they were unbreakable, I reckon they would win this against everything here. But with
Well,
cycle
yeah,
charging,
if they're unbreakable, they probably wouldn't
yeah,
last
but
long.
here they're going to get routed and then just chased off. And yeah, they're gone. That unit's basically dead because when your opponent has the mobility advantage and something routes, your unit's dead because it's going to get chased off forever. So that's why sometimes leadership can be so important for Greenskins against
Speed it up a bit
more
more.
mobile factions.
Sure.
Yeah, while we watch just the march of whatever this is.
This is the
I believe it's called the March of Shame.
This is just the walk of shame. Ignoring banner rules like.
yeah, that's what I said. The band.
Oh, here they come. Well, in a 3v3, it's harder to apply
believe
banner rules.
at
To be
this point, I lost due to army losses rather than like my units actually breaking.
Yeah, because assuming everything sticks, assuming you have like an Azag core and then the Black Orcs are in the center, like if everything just charges in and stays in melee, then chances are this could probably win. With Azag buffs, with all the Crimson Killers, chances are that would probably win.
And
But
the big boss is still alive with almost full health.
yeah, but because you can cycle charge, because you can chase off any little unit that routes off, then it becomes a lot more difficult.
Just
what-
sits and watches me.
You really need to have some sort of mobility advantage in almost every game where this happens.
My Marauder champion, my Marauder chieftain, he was so desperately wanting to Spirit Leech. Just be chilling.
Well, to be fair, them just standing there and doing nothing is still technically against banner rules.
So yes, this
No.
isolated Black Orc unit's going to get surrounded and routed.
Yeah, basically, what we're going on about banner rules, who was violating banner rules here was indeed the Norskins. Because in the end game, if you don't have the mobility advantage, you're not required to engage. So what Pike was doing was basically okay, and the Norskins had to engage.
The thing was, I was waiting for them to catch up to my skin.
But nobody's
course-
going to take that,
Yeah,
that
nobody's
seriously.
going to know the banner rules off by heart. Nobody's going to.
This game. was
Yes,
literally-
actually, I think it might be. I have to check with the banner rules if staying in the forest is illegal according to banner rules. But it's also a 3-3, so who the fuck cares?
Yeah, this game was specifically.
And here goes Azag getting wrecked by this Werkin. Werkin is like wanting to hunt Azag. There he
But at
goes,
this point,
and there goes the rest.
Kicked in anyway, so Azag would have ran
So
regardless.
yeah, that's the game there. It was a good game from both sides.
Can I do my replay? No,
It doesn't
the one I
matter about
lost.
banner rules. It was
Which
just
replay is
The one I
it?
lost.
as a reminder.
I think it's a good teach on Norsca versus any big, large armored.
I think
Oh no, I mean,
Azag
which one was it? Was it
beat
the
out value out of
was
that
it
battle.
the Tombkin one?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, let's see. This is the next battle is going to be.
No,
I
it's not
think it
this
was a
one.
tournament, wasn't it, Willow?
Yeah, this is the World Championship.
The world champion. It was Norsca versus Tombkin.
Yeah, this
No
is
spoilers,
champion of the
who won
Great
and
War. That's
lost.
me versus Pesk.
Let's just say there's a very good play from one person here, which
Yeah, it's not me.
very
This,
good.
honestly, when it comes to these World Championship games, it's unsure. I was so unsure whether or not this guy was going to be a noob or a big pro, and so I just sort of went with a sort of very casual army.
I do quote Willow in saying after.
I also had Inket
he
barking in
looked-
my ear and what to bring. So.
Yeah, I did sort of tell you, Willow, you know, it's been the.
Bring the Sphinx of
chosen
Yusef. What
gods.
can go wrong? Well, we'll see what goes wrong.
Well, it doesn't, does it, Willow? We don't know what happens.
No, we don't know. No idea.
The
what
Sphinx of Yusef does good. But yeah, Chosen of God, decent choice here. Brings a mammoth, dies. Brings something large, probably going to die. Unless Willow messes it up. I don't know how he could do it. It's such a strong matchup for Norsca.
Is it?
Tombkins, how could Willow mess this up?
Yeah, for Norsca, you're right. It's Norsca.
Willow.
You're right. It's a strong matchup for Norsca. way to get
Also,
it.
for anybody who's watching and obviously doesn't know what's going on, mentoring, just teaching.
It's in the title of the Twitch chat.
Is it? I feel like the title's probably something like "Pro Gamer Wins Massive Games."
How about you read?
XX
There you go.
free giveaway 123. Is that the title?
No, it's not.
Am I on the right tracks?
You know you're not.
I
What's
think
the
it
title?
just says battle reviewings.
No, the title's Willow6669 Pro Player.
Yeah, those
Run us through the
Manticores
armies,
are
Willow.
fine. Huh?
Through the armies. Oh, pause. Okay. Right. So, Tomb King army, you don't really need to know because that's not what we're teaching today. If we look at the Norscan army, you can see there's a definite theme here. You've got all these tools like Manticores against Tomb Kings. Why would you bring those? They don't have armor piercing, and there's so many armored stuff. But that's what you have this person here for. A sorcerer who only thing he has on him is Plague of Rust. That's pretty cheap. I think that's only about 400 gold. So that's let me just a sec. So
Yeah,
Plague of Rust minus 30 armor.
47.
If you overcast it, it's minus 60 armor, which is a huge amount of armor. Considering that like the Sphinx of Yusef 100, that drops it down to 40. That makes it like equivalent to like Throg, less than Throg in armor. So
It's about 20% of the damage which gets ignored.
Because normally I wouldn't think Skin Wolves would be very good in this matchup, or even Manticores because they're not armor piercing. But when you, or Hunters even, not armor piercing. But when you drop something by 60 armor, you can destroy it. You melt it with these tools. That's what Norsca excels at, is killing just lightly armored, large stuff, because they have these tools from. Also, the Manticores, they can go after Archon. They can, I mean, if they gang up on a Tomb Prince, they'll probably beat that. They can kill the Necrotect. They can kill Caskets. They can distract range. Surprisingly useful against the old Tomb Kings. Throg here, probably the better choice because he is an armor-piercing anti-large lord, and he'll beat pretty much every Tomb King lord in combat and do pretty well against constructs. He's just a big target, which is a sad thing, but you're going to get that with any meta choice for Norsca. Fire, because fire is always good against undead. Clearing out that chaff with a burning head is always nice. But you also have berserkers here. Marauders will beat every spearman front line. Berserkers, marauders, that will chew through Tomb King's chaff. And of course you've got the hunters back here. Just to basically you target. You'll see what happens. But well, I'll show you what happens as it goes.
Willow, do you know by any chance if you Shabdi with great bows ignore shields? I know that I think the Aurora does not.
No, the
because of
Aurora does
splitting
not
arrows.
because it has shield breaker. But the regular versions do. They count as bolts, I believe, the same as a bolt thrower. But the ROR does not, but it does have shield breaker, so it sort of does ignore shields.
How you can test that in-game is if it applies the artillery debuff to leadership.
Which I don't believe it does. No, this one isn't applying it. It's under
No,
missile fighting.
it's not, but no ones might.
Yeah. Counts as under fire.
So here I'm hoping these Manticores to see they can go after. These are pretty lightly armored, the Eld Skeletons, or actually no, never mind, 80, but they'll still do fairly good damage against them. It's just coming in and out of them. So here you see the big old Sphinx of Yusef. Perfect target for it is Throg. He takes more fire damage, he's an anti-large, but you'll see here, these Marauders start targeting it, not doing that much damage, but then he overcasts Plague of Rust, minus 60 armor. That goes to 10 armor, because there's also armor sundering from the Thamir, and these Hunters just melt it. You see how its health just drops. Another volley from the Hunters, and it's nearly dead. This is so much value that's just melted so quickly, and especially since this is such a big threat for Norsca, this tool is pretty much just gone for the rest of the game. He's tying up my range with the Manticores. From this burning head will just shred through skeletons. Even if it does hit some of his own units, it's just there to melt skeletons, so they just don't come back. These are gone. The Sphinx is just gone from this point. Even with the skeleton horseman doing a bit of distraction, it's already too late for it. Another volley and it's gone. That's like 2,300 gold gone. Start of the game. That pretty much will secure the win for the rest of the game, but we'll see how it goes.
But if you don't mind pointing something else out, the reason why the Manticores also seem like a poor choice against Tomb Kings is because the reason you can bring Manticores is the terror bomb that they're useful for. But the other reason you'd bring them is to tie up ranges in the back, and he had to assume that he had nothing protected, like simple stalkers, which were shooting at Rag, which is also a valuable unit to shoot.
Seeing as the Manticores cause terror, that also means they're immune to terror. So you'll find them holding on for a lot longer than you expect they would do.
Also, just putting up, the Sphinx of Ushep should be really good. On paper, it should be the best unit Tombkins have for this matchup, but it just...
That is
It's
a very
not.
good counter for them. And you'd expect, if they don't bring this counter, then it does work very well. But this counter of triple hunters with javelins and then Plague of Rust overcasted will melt it, as you saw just there.
I think next Widow we should do the game me and you have Tombkins versus Orcs, because that was a good one.
I'll
You
see
know,
if
the
I
one I
have that
got a
one.
bit annoyed at you at.
See these javelins, of course, Arkham being on his horse means he will take more damage from the anti-large missiles of the javelins. Don't tie them up with the Ushabti. The Ushabti are there just to literally tie up the range at this point. I did have the mobility advantage, but it's not strong mobility. It's horse archers and horsemen, so it's not enough to sort of be able to pull off, especially when all that's really left is like the skin wolves. That is not something you can really cycle charge into. You see, there's just this army of skin wolves. Because my Sphinx is dead, that's what I had to kill them with. The Sphinx was here to kill the skin wolves, but now the Sphinx is dead, they can just go rampant and everything else.
Good thing as well is now the Widow's cast this battle, every time he goes, I'm the champion of the Great War, we can just revert back to this and go,
It's one battle that I lost.
yeah, but it's now on Twitch.
Yeah, and there goes Throw being ran off the field.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much game for you here, Widow, looking at it.
Yeah,
There's
it was
not
pretty
really a
much,
lot you can
despite
do.
how much I did try to claw my way back, and you just can't deal with this because the Sphinx is dead. There's nothing left to kill the skin.
You could
wolves
draw
with.
Kai for next 56 minutes.
I could try. No, yeah, I could have tried that. Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm sure you wouldn't have been disqualified
No,
nearly
immediately.
immediately.
But
Well, immediately
yeah,
after
I
the
think
hour period.
the other downside to Mana Cores is the fact that they have Rampage, meaning that if Willow had like maybe, let's say you had like a unit of archers or just halberds on top of your Shepti, or spears on top of your Shepti, they take too much damage, they're stuck in that unit now. They can't run away, they
And
can't
then
fly
they'll
away,
almost certainly
they
lose
can't
them.
support the rest of the army. Maybe your Sphinx runs in and murders it.
I mean, here you see again Plague of Rust overcast being used on the typical stalkers. Normally, would do pretty well against the skin wolves that aren't armor piercing, but now they just get torn to pieces with them. Plague of Rust bringing against Tomb Kings is very strong there. Instead of bringing Famir, you can also bring. The important thing to note is the Famir caster does also have armor sundering, so you can just throw him in to do a little bit more removal of armor, and you can basically do. How much is armor sundering? Is it minus 30? I believe it's minus 30.
And
So you can do
also,
minus
Famir
90
is
on a unit of your
minus
choosing, pretty much.
yeah, the Famir caster has also got magical attacks, armor piercing attacks, and has good melee stats.
But, so you can bring something's armor really low down and then swamp it with all your non-armor piercing units. See, Archon just gets crumped.
It's like when you play against, say, Bretonia, with Norsca, this is now Bretonia or Empire, someone with decent cav, good combo you can always bring, 2 Famir great weapons, 2 Berserkers. When you take away the armor, Berserkers do all the damage.
That you can bring the two. So if you're wanting to deal with like heavily armored and large, your choices are Famir with great weapons or this Plague of Rust plus Famir, and then just shred with skin wolves or mana cores or horse or hunters or all of them, all of the above.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game there. Just
You see the
got
value. There you go. That's a ton of value on those. These have paced themselves 2 times over. This one almost paid
just
for itself.
outrageous, yeah.
Skin wolves paid for themselves, all of them. Well, actually, no, wait, they're 950, aren't they? On average, paid for themselves. If you include this one's price into it.
Armor skin was 1100.
These are regular.
Unarmored 950. Yeah.
950, yes, on average. Throg didn't do too much there, but there's not much you can do in terms of the Norscan Lord against Tomb Kings, I don't think.
So me and Willow did talk about this. I was saying that I think it's better to bring Wolfric. He will get meat bagged by bloody constructs, but he has a silver shield on foot. So it's a bit of a what do you want to do? Do our one, Willow, after the Tombkins versus
I don't believe I have that one.
Greenskins. You don't have it.
No, I didn't say that.
Go quickly.
They're still in the chat, Willow, if
Yeah,
you want to
it's in the
Which
download.
one was it?
That's why I shared them.
Which one was it, though?
You know the one that's labeled GSVTK.
Okay.
Yeah. it's the fifth
No, it's
one.
the weird link I have to do.
I set them in the today's session.
Oh, yeah,
Guys,
yeah,
so-
yeah, yeah. Oh, I've got it now anyway.
Otherwise, we don't give that when we're done. We keep the rooms in, and we can know what we've done, where we've done it.
What's going on? Oh, right.
professional streaming.
Oh,
It's fine.
yeah, to answer your question, for Nekahara Oarsmen charging into javelins isn't really that dangerous for the javelins, because javelins actually, like Norsca ranged unit.
Just one.
have good
Wait, I'll
melee stats.
just be back in a second.
Oh.
Answer questions in a second.
Yeah. But generally, Nekahara Oarsmen
Long one, Willow.
have around, 21, 24 for their melee stats, which is slightly worse than Norscan javelins. And the javelins also have more units, so you can charge in, get the charge bonus, and unless you're cycle charging them, they will straight up lose a fight against the javelins, or God forbid, the javelins turn around and shoot at them when they run away. Oh,
Willow, you here?
I'm back. I'm here. Hello.
Long
Yeah,
one,
he
Willow.
says they want you to turn down your music volume. It's too booming, too
Do I?
powerful.
Okay.
Did you get the Minecraft music?
No, but I might just turn. Oh, I wonder if I can. No, I can't do this. Never mind.
Yeah, Willow was the other one. That's TK versus GS.
That the one I just loaded.
No, the auto save. We can watch that one as well. It's just this is the one where we had that interesting.
This one.
I don't
No,
know.
that's not it. It's a different one.
10 seconds behind. We'll click it. Does it say incapable versus Willow? Or...
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, we can watch that one after. Sorry, I only reason I say that is because you're like 10 seconds ahead of us.
Okay, let me find it then. It was in today's session, wasn't it?
No. It's literally one of my posts. It just says TK versus GS, and below is Dwarves versus Greenskins.
Posts in which chat?
Replays, where all the replays are.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
I know the name's cryptic.
We didn't even rename it. Great, that's gonna.
Look, it's Greenskins versus TK.
Yeah, it's called autosave.
It's almost like it was an autosave because somebody had to jump into a tournament game which they just lost.
Ha 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 ha. Okay.
Yeah,
What
maybe.
you Well, never mind. So you can go ahead and go through your army when I load it in again.
But yeah.
Don't forget to follow for more amazing content. God, I couldn't even say that with a straight face.
Content on WillowTube.
Remember, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification icon for future
You
videos.
say that every time. It's, even if it's Twitch, which there doesn't have any of
Yeah.
those things.
But it works a bit more here because you might put this on YouTube
Alright,
later
go
for
ahead.
people to see later. Boom.
Yeah, actually, I probably will do that. Okay.
Yeah, you will. Okay, so Greenskin
We
Army.
have to cut out the insults.
No.
maybe
Greenskin Army. So
maybe
the
cut
front line.
shit talk is like Willow
the front
too.
line-
You can watch Willow
it's like a-
insult people while making it sound like he's trying to.
Okay, so the front line is goblins. As we said in the last week, they really go to generating war. Also have silver shields, so if Willow does leave something on skirmish mode or fire at will, it's gonna fire at will at goblins. Behind that, I believe, is the orc biggins. They're just good. They just rip apart all infantry of Tombkins besides one which Willow has. I'll let me tell you that one later. Does quite good against constructs as well. And then behind them are the savage orcs. They're just good in this matchup. Tombkins don't have a lot of magical, mainly physical. The rest of the arrows pretty much an auto include minus 30 armor from a range unit. How could it go wrong? Black Hawk Big Boss, again, auto includes immunity to psychology. And then I believe, I don't remember if I had any skirmish Cavernous, did I? Yeah, I did. And then there's Wazar, because, he's the best.
I swear. Why do we invite you to these sessions? He's the best. He's good.
He's the
Auto
best.
conclude.
That's best with 2 Z's in chat.
So you got skirmish
and then
camps over there.
you have,
and there.
I believe, 2 units of Force Goblin and Spider Riders, Archers, just poison. You have Mangy's Morgan Marauders, what they're called, AP. Then you have the LOR Spider Riders, which have Regeneration and Stalk. Just good investment. That's pretty much it. Willow, what was your build?
My build. So you've got the Skeleton Horse Archers because they surprisingly do trade better against Greenskin skirmish cav because they're unbreakable. There's
That's 40 range on them.
Yeah, and they have this really huge range. You can see like the range from that unit. It's like actually that's that unit. That's quite a fair distance, right, between here. has a very large range. They have a range of 140, which is like almost Waywatcher range. A very wide range, so they can out-skirmish pretty much any GS skirmish cav. And just in case, when I get things routed off, you have the Skeleton Horsemen to make sure those routed things keep running. Over here, the front line, all you really need in this matchup, I think, is Skeleton Warriors. The Kefra Guard do amazingly well against every greenskin infantry besides Black Orcs. Sepulchral Stalkers do really good against all the large. They can shoot at Stone Trolls, they can shoot at whatever really gets in their face that they can shoot at. Sphinx of Usep and Khemri War Sphinx, 2 good sources of terror. This is good against Stone Trolls because of the fire damage, or any troll for that matter. They also do very well against any large. It'll beat Ragnaroks, it'll beat Giants, probably beat the Big Un. Do very good anti-large damage there. Necrotect is just there to heal. All he has on him is Restore. Oh, he also has... I did forgot to drop that item, I think. Whoops. He has Restore just to heal the Sphinx. I brought the Lich Priest of Death in this matchup because I thought I could use Doom and Darkness. If you brought Stone Trolls or something, you can use Doom and Darkness on that just to route it off, to make sure it routes, and then use the Skeleton Horseman just to make sure it runs off, to chase it. So the idea is just break something, then chase it off with the mobility advantage. Do you see him moving down here?
Yeah. But there's a question about asking why Biggins instead of Savage Biggins, which I was...
cheaper.
Yeah. They're, I guess, cheaper. They also have better defensive stats. They're better at holding a front line, unlike Savage Orcs that can die really easily to arrows.
The thing of Savage Orc Biggins as well, arrow fire. They're cheaper, I was going to go with them, but the main play I like to do with this, I used to before the update came out, was like 5 Savage Orcs, 5 Orcs, and 5 Big Uns, and you just envelop the Tomb King player. But unfortunately, big crater on this map, and we did play on it earlier, so I was a bit out of the picture. But Willow's opened up with some good volleys, shooting into my Savage Orcs onto my left flank. His left flank, sorry. It's quite good there. It's going to do some good damage to them, and they sort of blob up because they do move slightly faster than Big Uns, so they intermingle.
It's not expected that the Biggins would be taking down big constructs, which is the only thing that would have armor piercing that could be a threat to the Biggins.
Here, he's netted down my Sphinx of Usep, but he's already kind of in it. There's nothing really to stop him getting to right now.
It was mainly to escape, I got that, because the Sphinx
I was really going for
the range. Come back.
Disruption.
But with damage is good.
That's doing some fair damage with the Black Orc Big Boss with Heroic Killing Blow. He had some armor piercing, some good damage.
Also, if you're careful in this battle, you will see the Gaze Walk that Incap was using the whole time, and it's doing shit against the Sphinx.
Yeah. He definitely didn't kill a Goblin unit.
See, this is the perfect situation for Kefra Guard. They deal magical damage. Savage Orcs have physical resistance. They're anti-infantry. Savage Orcs are infantry. Perfect situation for those.
As you can see on here as well, I tried to collapse the left flank and move in, but Kefra Guard exist.
Kefra Guard, you will just do amazingly well against these Savage Orcs.
Which is quite good, because Willow sort of wins the right side, I sort of overload the left side eventually. It does take fucking ages. And the centre's in a weird spot.
Tetra just has his base 2 spells. Don't really need to know that. You're not really covering Tomb Kings these days, but his base 2 spells is usually all you bring in Law of Nehekara.
As you see there, the Sphinx. Oh, you've healed that. Damn,
healed it with Necrotech. That's why it's so important whenever you bring a big entity of constructs that you can heal it with a Necrotech. Because it doesn't go into Winter Magic, it's just a free heal. It's great.
The Black Orc Big Boss did a fair chunk of damage to it by himself.
Yeah, but he's getting healed up as well, which is the Black Orc Big Boss is not getting healed up. He's running.
He might.
Some sort of column formations are forming here.
Yeah, that's the so anybody doesn't know, that's the CA bug. It's really fun when you click on.
Funny, I barely ever have this. I don't know why.
I haven't happened to me every other game. Like, just told me how to fix it. I just didn't know.
Kefra Guard surrounded here. Still, this is a pretty good fight for them. This is what they want to be doing. They want to be chewing through this stuff. Look how much he's been healed by. Sphinx of Usep nearly back to 3/4 health. Where's the Black Orc Big Boss, huh? Getting routed off.
Oh, he's actually sitting in the edge of the map. In a while, you will see him sitting behind the tower. Yeah, he's gonna route off again, and then he's
Ooh, but
gonna
here,
rally
this is what
somewhere
he killed
beyond that
Kept
hill.
Guard with.
What you see here,
Foot of
kept
Gork there.
guard.
Stomp on them.
Lovely big stompy stomp.
That is a lot of good value for that.
That's
Although
not
a
even if
Brainbuster
you
probably
did
would have served about the same purpose with their 50 armor, but
No,
just like 2 Brainbusters would have served the same
I'd have
purpose.
to overcast it.
You could overcast it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
and I
have
don't
served
think that's my lord in this fight.
it. Yeah, it's fair. It's cheaper as well, so you can usually get more out.
The thing is, though,
Here's
was
my
I-
caster just distracting, because I haven't actually used him at all this battle, because I expected him to have Stone Trolls. He didn't bring Stone Trolls, so I actually never used him.
So
you
one
just
thing I say for us
tie
as
him
well,
up here.
he rarely has a problem when he's in magic unless you cast like 3 foot to go.
Yeah,
Like even towards the end of the battle, I'm still casting spells.
yeah, Gazes of Mork. Spells, quote unquote.
It's a spell.
Black
Gives
Oak
me
Big
the 12
Boss.
melee attack.
Apparently this
Still
guy
gives
gets stuck behind a
everything on
tower.
the open melee attack, so.
Although from what I can see, he's gonna get rotated off. Although he might crumble before he dies.
Oh no, he's staying there behind the tower.
Is
I
he?
noticed that when I rewatched it earlier.
No, you didn't. What are you talking about like this?
Kepgard still, even
He
after
actually
the
said
stomp,
he has
doing great
leadership
damage.
in the end, so.
Just a really good unit. I think the only thing that really counters him is Black Orcs.
It's a goal.
And that, but I mean, even then they're still kicking pretty well. So at this point, I'm pretty much down to just single entities.
This
Which
is where the bullshit really
is
pushes total
the
war comes in.
weakness of Incap's army, to be honest, is that he doesn't have really anything to kill single entities with.
Technically killed
He
it
had his
twice.
Black Orc Big Boss, but he's gone. And that's it.
No, I technically killed it earlier. It's just the bullshittery which is
healed.
single entities.
Mm.
Not Willow's fault in the slightest. That's just the game.
Willow, can you follow the Sphinx of Usopp for a second? Because I'm pretty sure Incap's gonna
Yeah, here we go. Yeah,
overcast
here we go.
the
Yeah,
base
yeah,
wall.
yeah. Let's see. Let's
There
see.
it is. Look at the health bar. Look at the health bar.
Yeah,
It's
The
no-
Sphinx.
A nudge.
Yeah, 200 damage, and basically all of them hit. So
We see the Black Orc Big Boss
That was
camping
the
out behind a
whole
tower.
Sphinx
Investing
man.
the
on
game.
the left here. Yeah, there he is.
But
Also,
here I
say
am
Willow
down.
did,
after these route, and these die.
Willow
I'm just
did bait me in this game. He casted the spell from Cetra to give the Sphinx 44 physical resist. I didn't realise, I thought that was a base
Yeah.
thing. So I kept casting Fist of Gork onto my arch units, thinking that he had physical resist.
It is physical resist.
Yeah, damage.
No, he has fire resist.
The damage.
Oh
resist.
yeah, yeah.
And then you were casting Shield of Shaish or something.
He's still
for
firing
44
more
physical
Gaze of
resist.
Morks, doing a good like tickle to the Sphinx every time.
Is that another Gaze of Mork? Because that
no,
charged really quick.
That was another Gaze of Mork. It seems, yeah.
That was about 3 in a minute.
I think when you overcast it, it has a chance to like recharge instantly.
But I didn't overcast it once.
You did.
Did I?
Yes.
No, unless it...
So you see here, he's got no mass. There's no mass to keep these things in place. They can just keep throwing themselves through big guns, and there's nothing the big guns can do. Not only are they not armor piercing, they're not that good, so they're just going to get terrored. So there's just nothing. That's why you kind of need Stone Trolls, or just some big anti-monster, or cavalry even, because all he has for cavalry are these skirmishers, which will rout instantly.
Yeah,
He has
so for
nothing
you
to
guys-
keep something in place.
So for you guys here who know banner rules, yeah, Willow is like charging.
No, I'm not, because I have my skeleton horse after some flair.
I know
Yeah,
Willow
yeah,
is
yeah.
around.
Just making sure.
But my skills and arts archers are all on the other side of the map. That's the
Ooh.
But yeah, to be honest, we probably
The Goblin the big Black Hole Big Boss is coming back, by the way.
No, he's
Oh,
playing the
you say-
game, but I think he routes. Yeah, there he goes. He shouted. You say that. Just as he
We
shouts.
can probably move on from here because this is Willow wins.
Yeah,
There's
there's nothing he can do to my single entities. They can just keep
Literally
smashing through, keep terroring things off. There's nothing he can do to stop them.
Do you want to do the final Greenskins versus Norsca 3v3 we had?
Yeah, I think that would be a good point for you to end it on.
There were a few different units in that.
Okay,
proper
so yeah.
low point.
The thing is, the bounty power actually still gives him a good chance just because Wurzag's alive. But he has no chance. there is no chance
There-
here. Bounty power says he's got a chance. No, there isn't.
Shug is pointing out that if there would be still Regiment Renowned Goblin Archers, could it take them down with armor thunder?
Yeah, maybe, but you have to remember that he's got nothing to stick them down with, so I could just run to the archers and kill them. There's nothing that
And
stops me from
also-
doing that.
These big constructs tend to have like 120, maybe 160, 100 armor. So
Yeah, it
you're
lowers the armor, but it doesn't
50.
delete it. Nathan.
Yeah, it's not significant enough to really hurt them. It's not like a -60 like
Yeah.
for us.
That's why the Overcast Plague of Rust plus for me, that will shred almost every armor in the game.
If you use the armor sundering effect from the archers, you usually pair it with a couple of Orc Archers, because Orc Archers have a higher rate of AP to non-AP than normal archers. And they're dirt cheap, so you can spam them like 3, 4. You have a huge missile line, which actually is absolutely against what the Orcs are supposed to be playing, but it still
Was
works.
Ted in this game as well?
Yes.
Which what was he playing? Norsca.
Norsca.
Which one?
I would tell you when we start.
If you want to play multiplayer, you only play on large unit size, which is not a graphics setting. The game is balanced for that, like balanced.
Balanced with quotation marks.
It's the A balance, but anything else screws it up. If you go lower model count, single entities will dominate even more. If you go higher model count, you will give a huge dent into the direction of infantry units.
So there is a brilliant quote in this battle. I will point out that, like I said about Ted, and it is brilliant.
Brilliant.
It is quite funny. See, this is how quickly Willow loads when he's not playing WoW in the background.
That's because I'm moving OBS at the same time. There you go. Okay. Where to start? Where to start? Where to start?
Left flank over to right.
Oh, good. That crooked moon blue and that broken axe blue is so similar. That's not going to get annoying.
So where do you want to start, Willow?
Don't know. You just tell me.
Do you want to start
Where's
from
your
left
army?
to right?
This is your army. Tell me.
Left to right, Willow.
Your army's over here.
Left to right.
This is your army? This is your army. Go through your army. Go on.
Yeah, you're like 10 seconds ahead, so I gotta see. So, Lord Grom. I never use him. I just thought I would. I've got a Black Orc Big Boss again on
Go through his
board.
items and abilities. Come on.
I don't know them.
Well, here you go.
Lucky Banner, 44% damage resist. Something else, 24 melee attack, and that's all I really care about.
He's got everything.
Everything.
Normally, you just bring Lucky Banner because it's a big fat damage resist plus 40 melee attack. This can be good as well if you really want him to be a strong duelist, but he's more of a hit and run character, really.
Then you got the Black Orc Big Boss on a boar. You always bring him on a boar. He gets an extra 100 melee AP. Really good. I've got the RR Biggins. Sorry, Boar Boy Biggins. I never use them. I just want to see how he did. 100 armor should do realistically quite well against Skin Wolves. Onto the other units, I've got a Night Goblin Shaman. Purely more or less buffing spells. The plan there was to make those guys invisible at the beginning, but unfortunately I didn't have enough wins because why would it tell me the wins before the battle? Same as before here as Tombkins, front line of Gobbos. I go through the spells after what they are. Like Itchy Nuisance, Vindictive Glare, and Sneaky Stabbing. Front line of Gobbos, again, Generate War, just Meat Shield, and then a bunch of boys? Big guns. And 4 big guns. And that's my build.
Just like
yes, Shogunic. Grom is pretty much very good against a lot of factions, rain factions, because of the regeneration. Basically anything that you can get him away from the danger, maybe with the use of the Lucky Banner, and then just have him regenerate.
Like as a mispronouncing it, it's the Lucky Banner.
Are you crooked
also,
Lucas?
Okay, so basically this is my army. This is a build that I used pre-patch for Greenskins a lot, which absolutely deleted Norsca at the time, but now it's... okay, so you use 2 Doomdiver catapults. Basically, those are to snipe Fimirs and Minotaurs. I think they do decent against Skinwolves, but they're slower, higher model count and smaller models, so difficult to hit. You use 2 of the Nessie Skulkers basically just to protect against anything that can move in. You have 2 Savage Orc Biggins, they do good against most of the Norscan monster. You have the Ragnarok Queen with the Spiderling summons to chase stuff down. She's also an anti-large specialist, just all around good. Goblin Frontline, because I didn't have the money for anything else. Skarsnik as a Lord, because he's the absolute best in the Norsca mess-up. Only the Fermented Fungi and the anti-large ability on his kit. River Troll Hack, Spirit Leech, and Soulblight. I really like Soulblight and Spirit Leech. It's just good against Norsca, because Mammoths, Fimirs, and Skinwolves get killed by Spirit Leech. I also like to Mither, because another speed debuff abilities are just worth gold. And also the Power Stone, just because I think it's actually worth it for only 60 gold. I also have on the left, like far left, behind the Norscan line, a couple of skirmishers hidden, which I will run out in a second. And little spoiler alert, they're not going to do terribly well. But I
Do you
think
wanna give
Willow
the
can
quote?
watch this because Incaps wants to go on about the result, which will happen. Yeah, those are, I think, from Incap in the back.
Yeah.
He has been doing a little better placement than I have.
All right, so this last army.
Okay, on the right,
seems to be double. Oh, look, it's 2 Skarsnicks. Very similar armies of just big guns and goblins. Goblins absorb all the damage, while the big guns will beat pretty much everything in the Norscan sort of front line. They beat Marauders, they do pretty good against Berserkers, and they'll beat Famir, they'll beat Skin Wolves, they'll just do well all around against so many things that Norsca will almost certainly bring in terms of big guns. Black Orcs, again, that surprise value of them being armoured. The Rusty Arrows, a good thing to reduce the armour on while you're like fighting these non-armour piercing stuff. Orc Shaman with Brainbuster because of the light armor and Fist of Gork against Skin Wolves, which have physical resistance. Can't tell. Oh, these are the 8 Pig Loonies, so they have the Fanatic ability. Can be good in this matchup. It's more due to the unbreakableness of them, meaning they won't run or get terror routed, which is good. Skarsnik, same reason that Lycus bought a mix of me, also has as a item on it. Skarsnik's item isn't very good. Don't bring it. It doesn't do much. And more skirmish cav.
Yeah, actually, Skarsnik here has the stalk ability that gives stalk to nearby units, which
Also
is
fairly
probably you could probably cut it in this matchup. Yeah, actually, you can probably cut it in most matchups.
Yeah, unless you're like expecting a box or some sort of heavy artillery to deal with. If we go over here, we can see there's a good Hound Core. These will do, I'm assuming, very nicely against those skirmish cav. Frostworm here. It's a worse Manticore with a breath ability. I don't know. There's not much else you can say.
Pretty much. And Frostbite.
And Frostbite, but when you Frostworm that's already flying and it's got 90 speed, you're going to catch most things anyway. So Frostworm, sad unit. Wish it was better. Buff it next patch, please. Marauders with great weapons.
Yeah. This one was Marauder Champion. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, the Marauders with great weapons. I think. Is this? Yeah, okay. I could tell this is Ted's build because it's
Ted's actual army.
It's terrible.
Yeah, Ted actually, like he said, he built deliberately terrible to show us all the units.
Oh, I see. Just so you could. What a sacrificial lamb he is. So yeah, these are nice. This front line is kind of useless because these will lose to Black Orcs and they'll lose against everything else as well, and they're more expensive than regular Marauders, and they'll die quicker. So don't bring these, unless you're. No, just don't bring these. I can't think of a reason you would bring these in any matchup.
Chaos.
Chaos? No, you'd rather just bring regular ones.
Dwarfs.
And like dwarfs? No, you just bring regular ones.
Timkins.
You just bring regular ones.
Here's the thing. Unless the Great Weapons are fighting other Chaos Great Weapons, you're not going to hit a Chaos Warrior because they have
they have so much melee defense.
47. The melee attack just isn't enough.
They're not good.
So what you're saying is
against Black Orcs, you have it.
Chaos.
Okay, I think we have shed enough on Ted. Maybe move on to the Nether.
This army's terrible. Don't do this.
Onto my build.
Now this is an interesting build.
My build up. I had a Warlord on a Mammoth where he has an item where, as long as he has above 50% health, he always has fire damage applied to him.
And plus 9 melee attack. Plus 22 base.
Yep, and then I brought them as a Savagery. Brought 2 champions, 1 regular, 1 other great weapon to show what they do. Unit of Regiment Renowned Berserkers, 2 Berserkers.
Berserkers will, of course, do nice against the Greenskin frontline.
Yeah, Norscan Ice Wolves plus Skin Wolves that are... The general idea was to use them together, but I didn't... Goblins, though. And finally, a Giant, because...
Because it's a giant, also lower fire with 4 spells. Interesting. I think you might have overdone it a bit there with both the Vortex and the Piercing Bolts.
I wanted to kill all of my own units.
Burn everything.
Flame Vortex.
Norscan Giant, I have to say, coolest looking giant, probably just because he's the newest model. But he's a giant.
And also, but the problem with giants is that too little armor usually to survive regular archers, and you want to bring it either 1 if you can get it to the melee combat without getting shot, or 2 if you're against an opponent that doesn't have that, because the giant itself has so much raw damage
and a lot of health,
and also good melee attack that it can pretty much beat down any other large, even if it has anti-large bonus.
But that low armor is definitely a downside, especially when considering big guns and stuff.
If the enemy can't get away from you, it's pretty good. Also, Giants have 100 leadership. That guy had 109 because he got encouraged. They are basically unbreakable.
And they do hold on for it. But consider it to the Arachnarok Queen. The Aurora Arachnarok Spider only has 74. And I think that's even being encouraged as well. That's very low comparison. Very, very low. Over here, whose build is this? Nobody gonna own up?
I think that's either like necrotics or something.
It seems pretty good.
Necrotic or Logic? I think it was Logic on your side, and we had Necrotic like the left.
Yeah, so it's logic again, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely noticing a lack of anti sort of infantry here. Marauders themselves won't win with the infantry threat, and you've got a very heavy. This is probably the worst matchup in this situation because you've got such a heavy infantry and like no anti-infantry here. These are great weapons. They're anti-large, Throg, anti-large, 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 and then just chaff front line. I can't see this being a good matchup. We've got some wolves here just in case, like, if you have some skirmish cav that Vanguard deploys, you can quickly catch it. That's about it.
Before you start, you should move over to the other side and watch the skirmish cav because it will go down in pretty.
Let's begin.
Spectacular faction.
So apparently something happens here. I'm going to assume.
Okay, so I was moving out. I figured, okay, I could just get some damage on the Frost Room because lowly armored Frost Room, have the poison. Yeah. I mean, Norsca has to advance on the whole front line because we had the Doomdiver catapults. So, yeah, currently at the start you see me firing at some Marauders because I didn't have anything else in range. And then I was microing the Doomdivers because I finally got something else and forgot.
Sometimes it's a good idea to leave them on skirmish mode. And actually most of the time I'd say it's a better idea to leave your skirmish cav on skirmish mode because of this.
Yeah, that's about, let me just calculate, I think 1,600, 1,500 gold, that's gone.
They did like no damage to the Frostworm.
Yeah. I mean, they did okay damage to the Frostworm if I would have gotten them on firing for longer. I basically, like what Ink was saying out, I banked about that Ted didn't pay attention.
This is, well, that is something you can normally bank on, to be honest.
Yeah, and now you see me focusing down that mammoth, and that shit will go down. Because the Doomdivers have some kind of basically aiming ability. They're basically like heat-searching missiles, which are really good at tracking like that large, not very fast-moving targets.
Here you see why Marauder champions are just not Marauder great weapons, because they will actually probably lose to goblins on their own. Even without WoW, I'll probably lose to them.
I'm having some problems with the chat. I didn't get the question, Shogunik. Can you put it again, or just go read it maybe?
Oh yeah. Also recently brought BOBB on the mount, so we got.
Oh no, I think that was already answered.
Yeah. Okay. Then the next one was. So
yeah, I used the fungi ability to get the Lord, but it wasn't quite down to 80%, so I didn't get the rampage.
Yeah, so I was able to run away.
Yeah, for the fermented
I
fungi
summoned my Spiderlings just to trap up the giant because he has a shitty speed and is probably not going to escape.
This is not a charge.
Yeah, but also...
They have 50 charge bonus, you're good to get charged.
Yeah, but the goblin spiders just kind of disappeared after you decided to stomp them.
Yeah, at this point, Psycho was kind of like out-microed because he had to basically fight two people almost. Yeah, I was trying to snipe the the caster, and you see it actually kind of hits him, so it can even snipe almost single entities.
Flaming Vortex coming down there. What were you doing this game?
I was just throwing random magic everywhere.
No, I'm talking on Legacy and Cap. I think they're just asleep for this game. Expect better.
Actually, my bottom was Skirmish Cav has caped because Ted didn't chase it down.
Yeah, Broken Tusk Mob are dead.
I was trying to get it.
They were murdered by the giants.
Yeah, and the Flaming Vortex and everything. And just everything. And
yeah, that's not my Broken Tusk Mob, that's from Incap.
Yeah, that's Incap's poor place.
Yeah,
we'll have a look at that afterwards, actually. We watch the replays.
I guess this is a good showcase of like how dangerous a giant can be if it actually is in combat.
See, the mammoth here is just going to get chased off. To be honest, you don't even need to chase off. You can just get these to fire and a point finish it off.
Yeah.
So again, no shields. I mean, if we had to put them on skirmish mode, like us, just in the future, put your skirmish cav on skirmish mode, please.
Shut up, you.
I wasn't even here for this battle. Disappointing. What are you two doing? Grom will not win this. Just FYI for everyone. What is going on here is I'm not entirely sure.
I think this is the beauty of
Grom's
nature.
trying to run
That
away.
Mammoth really likes Grom the Paunch, and
Not to
he's
mention
trying
there's
to show
friendly
him his
fire
love by
the friendly fire from the
making
hunters as
little
well.
Mammoth
Friendly
Grom
fire
babies.
from the. This is a mess of a game. Why did you send me this replay?
Yeah, that's why I said we gotta end off on the lowest, right?
What even? I don't think Grom's put a single hit into him.
Yeah,
What is-
Grom, I
Yeah,
don't
Wait,
know
what
what
shit?
run away.
What's
He was
going
trying to
on?
run away, but for some reason he just kept facing the man.
Okay, that was a hit. Mostly killing spiders. Grom's nearly dead.
Summon spiderlings, who cares?
Wolfrick's stomping her way around. And this is Ted. That's Ted's Wolfrick as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you can guess what he right-clicked on.
The frostworm.
Didn't let go.
It's still alive. Somehow. With its impressive health pool of 3,000. Slightly more than a magical. Yes, I do not like the frostworm.
I think the giant's still fighting too.
Giant still
Yeah,
going?
but you just got killed by the spiders
get killed by the
and
spiders.
Scotstic.
Yeah, it's killed by the like Skarsnik and the nasty skulkers and the egg and the spider attacking it.
Now, this is how you can tell he's run out of targets, because he's firing at horse mess, or hunters. which
Yeah,
are-
what am I supposed to shout at? As
thought
you
you could
pointed out,
conserve your
it
ammo.
wasn't quite working against the Fibia Balefin.
Ah yes, that
But,
breath attack from the frostworm really doing a lot of damage there.
We have a question.
Don't bring this. Never bring this.
though. we have a,
What matchups would you say?
yeah, we have
Greenskins artillery is good in which artillery? Widow?
Greenskin artillery. Well, of course, here you can see Doomdive is doing fairly well against Norsca. I think they do pretty good against Chaos. Maybe even Lizardmen. I'd say they do just things with big, large armored monsters. I'd say Doomdivers do fairly well against.
Just remind me, Widow.
Rock Lobbers can be good against I think all elf factions and dwarves, because of all their type formations, do fairly well.
You just
Yeah, I
remind
think
me.
quadruple rock lobber is quite good against dwarves because it can actually
Force
get
them out
their
of-
boxes open
Oh, yeah.
and outshoot most of the dwarven artillery because they're not going to bring like 4 cannons against you. And the Doom Divers are basically like really good against like single entities if you can protect them and they have time to shoot.
Frostworm flying around. I refuse to believe this has got any value. No, it hasn't. Bad unit, don't bring it.
Yeah, and
Like,
this was
if-
even though it basically chased down 3 of my skirmish cav at the start, it only got 400 value.
in comparison to the giant, which got
Well, we'll have a
a
look at
bit
that
over
then.
1,000, I think.
Maybe you should watch the mirror match afterwards.
Yeah.
Do we not want to be ending it soon? No, no, no.
I mean, watch the mirror match because that's probably going to
Watch
look
the mirror
better
match,
than
yeah.
it.
We'll leave that. We'll end on that then. Yeah, that sounds good. Black Oak Big Boss going through.
Yeah, and now this
Something.
finally the Frostworm is in range, so I was shooting at the Frostworm with the remaining Doomdiver.
Ammo, yeah. Probably wasn't worth wasting it on the hunters, to be honest. Probably could have conserved that.
Yeah, but I figured we had this, so I just shot at something
you
that
threw
could
it.
actually damage my spider.
That's not going to make a good replay. Frostworm going over to Grom. Pretty sure it'll lose to Grom because it's terrible. Don't bring it. Black Oak Big Boss getting stumped by Wolfric. Some more Doomdiver rounds going into Wolfric now. That'll do some fairly good damage. Usually a lot that's left over. That's a fire vortex. It's going to miss.
Just
Of course,
pissed
down. It's a
because I
bit of shade.
destroyed your Norskins after you said you can't win against Norskins with Greenskins before the DLC.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, I pretty much remember this, and I think
No, I
Ingeborg
don't
remembers it
remember
as
this.
well
No, I
because he
think
was
that
laughing his ass off in
I don't think this was a long time. This was before I was champion of the Great War. Smug smile, grin.
Yeah, he is a little mistake by me. I was trying to push past, but I didn't quite manage to get the clicks off, and that's why they're staying there. I wanted to get the hunters down before I moved my spider and my thrall hack and Skarsnik in, but didn't. Like, I don't know what else I was managing. Probably, I don't know, just watching the Frostworm getting destroyed by Grom in the background because you can actually see him getting destroyed in the background now. Yeah, basically both routed, Grom routed and the Frostworm routed, and the Frostworm is not going to come back. And
Terrible unit. Don't bring it. Throw that's army losses. I think hitting for Norsca.
okay, then it was army losses, but yeah.
Yeah, there goes army losses. What happened on the other side? Is it worth watching that, or should we just go to the one?
I don't think so because
Seems like
the
there was a lot of
Greenskins
Greenskins left there.
absolutely
Yeah,
stomped Norscan
I think,
pretty
like I
much
said at the
as you-
start, that was a very heavy infantry against a very not anti-infantry army.
Willow, I think the best thing you can do now is end the stream Zerg style.
Well, What does that mean?
What? Some 1v1s?
No, we're
If
doing
we
a
are
mirror
not
match.
going to watch the mirror match, just a reminder,
I'd say
Greenskins don't really have a lot of counters, and since you can ban actually 2 factions normally, you can ban most of their bad matchups, which is why a lot of people in tournaments actually counterpick Greenskins with Greenskins, because you have like a couple of different playstyles that you can use because the huge unit variety that you can bring, and like since they're both S tier, you kind of like fight fire with fire.
because Norsca is one of the few factions that actually, I guess, has tools to really mess up orcs because of how good their skirmishers are in comparison to the orc ones. As you saw with like the horse masters, who have superior damage, superior weapon and melee skill, and are either as fast or faster than the orc greenskin skirmishers, and have the melee units to chop through theirs. The only thing they might struggle with is black orcs, which marauders with throwing axes can solve. Like,
So what is it we're doing for this finale? What's going on?
I thought we were going to do the mirror match.
Mirror match. Well, I think Lucas just went through that. So
It's in chat below if you want to load
Download
it
it.
in.
I have to close this.
Yeah, well, what I was suggesting is you get 2 people and do Norsca v Greenskins and see people who picked up what we said.
That is true.
Too much effort.
Yeah, just host a lobby below and then we're gonna get people in.
I'm just gonna host one of me. Okay.
Yeah.
Post a spectator.
Yes.
That amuses me.
Host a spectator. You
Spectator. No.
goddamn discount Scottish moron.
That's not Scottish.
That is a brilliant insight. So there's a few basic rules we have here, guys, which is Ted never hosts and Willow never hosts. If you wonder
Too late.
why, this is really easy. So Willow, yeah, open up another slot. Go to, let's say, Blackfire Falls. It's a nice one. Bleakfire Falls.
Let's do 2v2s maybe. Then we get
2v2s,
more
yeah.
people in.
So obviously, anybody watching
But
will be go ahead and
for-
turn
for
off the
chat,
stream and then we can go through it.
I-
At the you can rewatch the
For chat,
video.
I would suggest not bringing giants against Greenskin because it's a bad idea. 'Cause
No.
They have a lot of cheap missiles they can use to bring him down.
So one
Change
right,
the map from Blackfire Pass.
yeah, Blackfire Falls, Willow. Or Bleakfire
Okay.
Falls.
What? There's no thing.
Right above Bloodwood Pines.
What?
Black Blood Fire
Falls. Okay, you just gave it very many different names.
The one below.
And if you need any question why Willow is not hosting, he doesn't
No,
even know the map.
Listen,
the
just
maps.
because you're just gonna pick Fall of Man
Okay,
every time.
so on the left side we have Necrotic Badger. and-
Pigman bad.
Oh god. Hey Ted. On the
Oh,
right
Ted's
side
been
we have
watching, has he?
Tox and insert name here. So
Ted, now's your chance to redeem yourself.
what do we want to do? Do we want to force them to do Greenskins and Norsca, or do we want to do the 3-2-1
Oh.
pick your faction? Have a bit of fun.
I am.
Pick your sub faction.
Pick your faction. Okay, 3-2-1, and then we'd do one.
Of course, if
I think
nobody picks Greenskins, I guess we could just have a game, just a nice casual game to end on.
We can do a Greenskins versus Norsca.
I mean, we're gonna end it now, aren't we? After this?
No, because it's
Yeah,
your
that's the
bedtime, Willow,
idea.
and it's
No,
more
because I have
fun.
other places to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew it. Slacking off decent unit. Yeah, fuck off, Ted. Okay, guys. So if everybody goes Beastman, Batonia, whatever your first faction is. If not, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I'll count down from 3, and when you get to 1, you choose your factions. So, I mean, I'm assuming you're all ready. I mean, if you're not ready, I would say something, but I can't.
Say
hear
something,
you.
yeah, say something. If you're not ready, I don't care.
You
Go.
ready? Oh,
Yeah,
can't hear
you can now.
And I start counting you down. I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, 5. And when it gets to 1, you pick your faction. 5,
Oh no way.
4, 3, 2, 1, pick. Oh,
Well, we got Beastie Boys. Oh, whoa. Hold on there, Chad.
I'm just glad that everybody realized that counter-picking greenskins with greenskins. Good job, guys.
Well, what was that, Ted? You were on the Beastman.
Ted just returned. What a low.
More bloody Ted.
Okay, that's a highlight. Someone quick clip that.
Okay, so let's see how this
Right,
is,
so go ahead, build against this. Of course, one side's going to have it easier than others because they only have to build against greenskins. But go ahead and do it.
Where is that, Lycus?
Where's what?
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, Lycus.
Below unit caps.
What? Oh yeah.
Don't click on anyone's army so we can't see. Well, I'm sure Ted's probably got like Leon Kerr.
Ted's got he's got his hippogriff
somehow
squad flying
Leon
around
Kerr's
somehow.
in his army. He's snuck his way in.
How do I become a partner on Twitch? Right, I don't know where from that.
Willow, you've done one.
Do I only need like a consistent like 3 viewers or something? I've already got 40.
No, you need 50 subscribers or something to get money.
50 followers.
And then
No,
you need
50
to collect, I think,
followers.
100 euros. I think Pub explained it one time.
It's that plus also you need to stream a certain amount of hours every like week or month.
I see.
I
Well,
think
with the training sessions, that would
Willow could probably do it. All he'd have to do, right, is steal all the Aerocastics builds, play them off as his own.
Yeah. Get rank 1 on quick battle ladder. Boom. There you go.
That's not hard.
No, but it'll be a good stream
How to
title.
get rank 1 quick battle ladder, play Tombkins, spin 3 Sphinxes. You are now rank 1.
If you're watching this in the future, and I'm quick level, like if I won the world championship, then come back here and say.
Also, guys, if you're watching this in the future and
they're
you won the
laughing.
world champion, do tell me how flying cars are. and
Yeah.
living on the moon is.
Tell us how the world ended.
How the world ended and it was replaced by currency of Total War matches.
Yeah,
That's how
do
that's how they
explain that.
figure out who rules the countries.
Okay,
would
Willow,
be-
Sugarnick was asking if you could look at his build.
Ah, okay.
Don't.
Too late.
We will do it
It
after
doesn't
the
matter.
match. So.
I can't get rid of it now.
Yeah, you can't get away, Willow. Just ready up and sit in the corner. And
Well, he said he doesn't mind spying, so just everyone else don't listen to this. In fact, if Clay ready's up, then this doesn't matter. Exactly, we can just talk about it anyway. One of you talk about it. I can't
Well,
be
we
honest.
were
I'm
gonna
gonna
talk
get
about.
water.
Okay,
We were
I'm gonna
gonna
get water.
talk about it
Talk about
either
the build,
way.
I'm gonna get
So,
water. I'll be back in a minute.
Hopefully Ted and Necrotic aren't watching the stream, which they are. I know they are. Okay. Yeah. You might want to get rid of one of your range units and replace it with a skirmish. I don't know, to be honest. I'm shit at this part. So yeah, probably get rid of one of your infantry range, get a skirmish, and then maybe get rid of your last unit and get another of the second to last unit. Look at that, Ted and Necrotic have like unreadied up. They're like looking at this build, typing out how to beat orcs. What in this unit here? So yeah, bring 2 of those last units you got, and yeah, you should be pretty decently golden there. If you're feeling up to the micro Shogunate, you can cut off another archer unit and bring another skirmish. If you're not feeling up to the micro, don't do it. I'm not even streaming here and I'm doing better than Widow. Get back here.
I'm back.
Okay, so Tox, don't fuck this one up. You know, you were my trainee. Show from my beast Savage Orcs are the best army.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, but if you lose, kinda gonna kick you from the server.
all the pressure.
No pressure, but all the pressure.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I gotta bring
Orc
double
archers are alright,
giants.
but against Norsca and Norsca and Orcs, it's a headbutting competition. That's why
Yeah.
skirmish is
Oh
key.
yeah, there's a new trainee tag in the service, so if you're here and you haven't got it, probably want to go get it. In fact, I'm going to get it because I like having rolls. Make me feel
Willow, I said
powerful.
that.
Look at my
Willow, I
list.
said that.
In fact, I'm gonna remove it from Willow because I
I'm
don't
going to
like
take it back
Willow
then.
having
I
Willow,
can
I said
easily
that.
add
I
it.
said that 2 hours ago when we first started.
People have joined.
No, people have left Willow.
Yeah, but somebody joined. The number went. I saw the number go up once.
It went up once and then it went
Let me have my
down.
moment.
I'm just going to quickly jump down, give Narcotic and Ted a bit of information. Okay, mission is relayed.
Oh,
And yes, I did just call them both nerds.
Esebus is saying he needs a mentor for the Tomb Kongs. Tomb Kings.
Yeah, what was next week? Wood Elves and
It'll be next month
yeah,
because I think next week we'll go over like a final sort of thoughts on this faction. We do, you know, actually, how about that? Next week we can, same time, obviously, as always. We'll do 1v1s, Orcs, Greenskins, Orcs for Skaven, and let people practice it. We'll talk about it. How's that sound, guys?
Sounds pretty good.
Go nuts.
Either way, it's going to happen. It's me, let's be honest. And then a week after that, the first Friday of March will be Wood Elves and Tompkins week, month, year. Willow, quickly, look in the corner of the map. Look in the
Ted thinks he's
corner
being
of the map.
funny. But Ted thinks
Look in
I
the corner
can
of the
draw.
map, Willow. You're staring at the armies.
Look, it's a nice little face.
Go draw with
yeah,
your
that
finger,
pond, by the way, is impassable terrain.
Yeah.
unless you can fly.
Willow in his fleeting days of playing coast all the time.
Willow being scum, but oh wait, nothing's changed.
War never changes.
Trying harder never changes. So Willow, guesses who's going to win, Orcs and Orcs or Orcs and Norsca?
Orcs and orcs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, unless Norsca brought a large skirmish army, then Orcs might be in some serious trouble.
No
That's
way,
the
I
thing,
can't do that.
Norsca can, Norsca's got a bit easier. They can counter-build Orcs exclusively. So if you know, if the Norscan player, sorry, has bought a lot from Mia, it might work out well for him. If he hasn't,
Are you trying to make a bridge?
I'm just
stop
doodling
all
at this
the
point.
pitch.
Watch Zerk do this on the stream. He'll never do this. Woohoo!
Draw just a
Woohoo.
line.
Now this.
Oh yeah, the debug camera. Oh, don't look at armies.
Welcome
That's
to the
cheating,
void.
Willow.
Not looking at army. I'm looking at this.
You're going for a swim under the ground.
Yes, textures.
Oh shit, the leg.
It's the leg kicking in.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Get out of here.
Now look at that rock face. Ah, portal.
Somebody's stream sniping.
Yeah, someone stream sniping. What is this? That's illegal. Oh man, those low poly skulls, am I right?
Yeah, it's pretty low poly. Considering it's still in the map.
It's still in the net though.
Nice. Trees. Bridge.
Oh my god. God, the frame rate drop every time you look at that portal.
Okay, just want to look at it then. Look at this lava instead. Oh yeah, now they're pressing ready yet. Lava. Oh, it's started. Begins.
Yes.
Alright, let's see what we've got going on here. So we got a bit of a merge of an army. Got some greenskins along with the bloody hands in here. Wurzag with a bodyguard of a Black Orc Big Boss. Doom Diver. Some big guns in the back to defend against large. Going for a good mobility game here. The skirmish will do fairly well against Norscan skirmish. And these will be able to chase them off and beat hounds. I'm pretty sure most hounds should lose to those spider riders. Over at this side, you've got the classic stone troll with the big boss and Scar Snake rampages, and you send all of it in to whatever's rampaged. Death Hag, I'd imagine, has Spirit Leech and Soul Blight, yet the usual Spirit Leech does well against just so much stuff in the Norscan roster that's a monster. Some more skirmish cav, definitely going to win that skirmish game. Over here we've got some skin wolves catching these. Oh, this is a Lycus mistake right here. That's what we're calling it now, you know, Lycus. Hope you're happy.
Like where you just
You're
forget
just
you
pissed because you got a
Lycus
willow.
mistake. This is a Lycus mistake. Skirmish cav getting caught, not in skirmish mood, getting caught by their skin wolves. Normally they should be able to outrun those skin wolves. Here they got caught by spider riders. Got some marauders, got the two. Ted trying to be funny with his two terrible units. Wolfric on a mammoth. Vermeer, Caster, Pip Shades,
Wait, are those
Pendulum.
armored skin wolves?
I believe they are
Wait, two
regular.
ones?
Two regular skin wolves. Oh, catching again. Another Lycus mistake. Dear, so many Lycus mistakes. Call this the Lycus
You
skin.
hear the desperation coming
Well,
out of his
Lycus
voice.
mistakes. Goblins doing their purpose perfectly. Just absorbing shots, even against these spider riders, they'll do fairly well. Especially these ROR ones. Got a fairly meaty infantry armor here. Black Orcs, Savage Orc big guns. Got some stone trolls a bit isolated. Could definitely probably do that a bit more in the middle because they're so vulnerable. Like a mammoth getting in these, terrorizing these off, and they'll just run away. Be better to have them with the squad. Those are getting
Well, they don't
fermented
have
fungi
mammoths
being
on the
used
other
here,
team,
yeah.
So I don't think he has to worry.
Unfortunately, Rampage only occurs when the unit is at 80% or lower HP, so that didn't pay off really there. That was a waste of a charge. Front lines are engaging here.
Very valuable charge.
Mammoth would do pretty well to get in there. Hunters will do good against the stone trolls and everything else. Some really good damage being put on the Savage Orc Biggins here. These skin wolves just waiting around,
So
waiting to get killed by the
That
Biggins.
Wolfric should be in the middle of that melee.
The-
And
this
now
terrible
you're in
unit.
the middle of that blob where 3 units have been blobbing up against like
Oh,
basically one.
pendulum there.
That's where you need to use the breath attacks.
That's a pendulum there as well.
Yeah.
Their breath
Foot
attacks
of
are shit,
gore.
but this is how you get value out of it. And
Oh,
yeah,
here it
pendulum,
comes,
perfect.
There we go.
Very nice pendulum there.
Juicy.
Front lines being a bit of a skirmish game over here. Not much going on. If you look again over here, he's getting his skin walls away. He hasn't really got much over here that can kill these big guns. There's nothing really you can divert. You can maybe start throwing at them, but these skin walls are going to get caught in a minute, which won't be good for them. Archers out skirmishing over here, pretty good against the other greenskins. Hunters throwing into the stone trolls, doing a fair bit of damage. The mammoth is also here, but now he's getting piled on with stone trolls, which wouldn't be bad. But the fact that the Black Orc Big Boss is there means they're all getting immune psychology, so they're not going to get terrorized. And Wolfric's also getting rampaged. Breath attacks coming in, that did nothing. Worst unit in the game. Got some of the force from Clay's side coming over here. Could probably be better used in the front
that's
line.
a rampage mammoth.
Yeah, the mammoth Wolfric's rampaged in that blob as well. Some sort of vortex spell or pit of shades. I'm not sure. I believe that was from Norsca because he's getting some good Black Orc damage there. Also keeps the stone trolls in the blob. Wolfric's taking quite a fair pounding.
Yeah, the second dragon now needs to come in and actually, yeah.
Do something. You can see just how quickly the frost worm takes damage. It's not
Yeah.
good. It's bad. Don't take it. Some marauders in the back line here, not sure what they're doing. Skirmish, he's got the range superiority here, so he can just keep firing in on old Wolfric. And the stone trolls. Oh no, it would just be the stone trolls. Yeah. It's hard to tell which side is which when there's greenskins on both sides. Here we see this
You've got
engagement
what
going
you've
over here.
got,
It's a very
both,
goblin heavy
18.
army. So the front line fight should be fairly okay. Don't know what happened to this unit. It may have got blown up by Brainbuster by the looks of things. Skarsnik there, along with the big boss, taking some archer fire. Not good, especially when you a good portion of your army's over here. This blob fight, going how blob fights do. Skarsnik taking a fair bit of damage. Not sure where he's taking all that damage from. Maybe from the Frostwind breath, or maybe just from Wolfric was hitting him the whole time. But Ooh, is that? No, I see like overcast the Spirit Leech. Where was his caster? Over there? I don't think that was necessary. He could have just got away with a regular cast. Not wasting the magic. Oh, some good range damage coming in here on the... although a bit of friendly fire. On the, that is a lot of friendly fire. That is literally worst unit getting negative value right there. Good job, Ted. Scarstick taking a fair pounding there. Oh, good pit of shades on the Savage Orc Biggins, because they obviously have their physical resistance, they'll take a lot more magical damage. Savage Orc Biggins getting to Hunters, that's a good trade for them. Frost Worm just flying around, could be chasing off these trolls. Wolfric goes down with a final volley from the Spider Riders. Over here, the battle's only just beginning, as the other one it seems to be ending. Front lines are engaging really just now. Scarstick staying in the back. Black Orc Big Boss getting after Wurzag. If he manages to kill him, that'd be really big. Over here, it is most of the greenskin stuff appears to be pretty dead. He's still got the Frostworm flying around, as bad as they are, but he also has all this mobility on his side. So that will be able to just... He has the mobility advantage here, so he's just going to be able to whittle all this stuff down. See, if he hadn't wasted his breath attacks, this would have been a really good one right here. Here he throws this in. If he can kill that Black Orc Big Boss, then he can tear out everything else off, because then I'll lose the immunity. Should have chased these Stone Trolls off as well, with what he had. Now they're going to rally and regenerate. And considering they've lost so few models, they've got a lot of healing they can do. They can come back at really full strength if they wanted to. Stone Trolls, they'll do fine against Goblins, they'll just crump Goblins. Night Goblins against Night Goblins. Black Orcs, trying to get into the front line there. Scarstick, the Black Orc Big Boss on mount, he should be okay, but he's getting surrounded by those Night Goblins who have really good stats now because the Fist of Gork. And so he's going to get surrounded and killed. Wurzag just killed the last 8 Pig Looney, oh my god, he just smacked him. Smacked him out of existence. Same thing over here with the Black Orc Big Boss. He's being surrounded by the big guns. It's just not a good place to be. Surrounded by infantry when you're a single little entity like that. The Rusty Arrows appear to have used a lot of their ammo, which is quite good. Let's see what kind of value they've got on them. Not too much, I guess they were fighting, they're firing at just the chaff units.
Just goblins or maybe the Black Orc Big Boss.
Yeah. Now over here, Frostworm's still alive. Going in for that caster, tear that off easily. You see just everything getting routed off is the main weakness here. He really needs to keep that Black Orc Big Boss in close proximity. Get those Stone Trolls to regenerate. Incap's left. He's gone.
Yeah, we have a huge delay on stream. It's like over 10 seconds for me, so
no,
I can't comment on anything because
they'll hear it. Frostworm getting the Death Caster there. It's pretty good. Killing her, terror routing her off, and completely shattering her. Frostworm's still flying around, but I still feel like they haven't got their value. Nope, that one hasn't.
Their value is mainly in the terror routes, probably, that they actually cost, and the thing that you don't have any, like the Greenskins don't have anything to chase it down at the moment, but still they will not have gotten their value. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Half of their value as this one, and the other one probably even.
But again, with the terror routes, that could be the same thing could be achieved with just manacles.
The question
yes.
And you're getting the basically same effect.
The question is, how many breath attacks does it still have?
I feel like they've used them, seen them use quite a few, and there's not really many good opportunities to use them there.
Usually the Black Orc Big Boss, I mean, it's an infantry model, so you can bog it down with other infantry. Basically single entity, non-large killers. So for Norsca, maybe Wolfric on a horse or something.
Yeah. The other thing, if you're playing Norsca, Wolfkin.
Yeah, probably Black Orcs would do fine. Just bump him. Can't escape.
Scarstick's getting chased off here.
Oh, there is something hidden in the back. I think there might have been forgotten about that.
Oh, is there something forgotten? Oh, well, no, these have used all the ammo.
Left, Willow, left.
And
There
the
it
stream
is.
delay is going to...
Right. Okay, out of
stream
ammo.
delay doesn't... Yeah, they're out of ammo, so they're assuming they've done something. You can see just the rest of this Greenskin army has been terrored off and just shattered completely. There's nothing left to come back here. Morale was the big problem there.
The other thing that's
this army is
kind
still
of
very much left there.
when you think about the Frostworms is that because of their value, as long as they stay alive, I don't think the entire army can wrap from army losses.
Yes, I suppose that's
because
it.
collectively the 3,400 gold.
Oh, fairly decent for that.
Wolfric on Mammoth. I would say it's not the best call against Norsca.
Or against
Because against Greenskins.
I think it can be because terror out, but yeah, it's mixed.
Well, but the thing is, you have so many other units that can terror out.
Yeah,
that
like
doesn't
Manticores,
risk
not
your lord from
Frostworms,
being
Manticores.
fucking slaughtered.
These
better
Doom
Mainly
off
Divers-
because also
putting them-
Greenskins, a lot of the times against Norsca, they just bring 4 archers for Greenskin, Orc archers together with the armor, our archers. And that can melt mammoths like there's no tomorrow.
Like, you're better
Just going
off
for a good
simply
shed.
taking Wolfric on foot and giving him like a Famir with Great Weapon bodyguard, or putting him on a horse. Where he can actually do the most damage that way.
The problem is here for the remaining Bloody Hands is they don't have anything to kill the Frostworms with, really. They have the Black Oak Beat Boss, that's what they're going to have to rely on. Very heavily rely on here.
Yeah, Ted now needs to shut down the Doomdiver catapult.
Although it
if
is
he
nearly
can.
out of ammo, so it,
Just
not might
yeah,
be
but
worth
still,
it.
like sending one over should take it out.
I think I'll run out of ammo before they
And
reach.
the archers, the goblin archers, they don't have any protection.
Oh yeah, these are being left just on their own.
Send one Frostworm in. Could kill the archers and could kill the Doomdiver with the other one.
Oh, and he's running Wurzag into Biggins. I mean, he's probably going to rout them off, but even then, that's unnecessary damage. You could just throw some goblins in and they'd probably break. As long as you cast something with Wurzag, they'll get that extra melee attack, or have the archers shoot into them. But
Well,
you can
the
see
archers
these.
don't have any ammo. So.
One of them did. This one does.
Oh, okay.
Frostworm is just going to be able to land on these units because there's no immunity to psychology. They're going to get tear routed. Doomdiver is firing at the Frostworms. Actually managed to hit one. Anti-aircraft cannon Doomdiver.
Yeah, looks like Ted's Frostworms really saved the day there. Huh?
I
Slow
think
motion
Ted is
here.
now gonna use them in every game when he's not playing Borderlow just to spite us. So.
Like me
Yeah.
mainly.
Oh, following the one goblin.
Slow motion as well. Place your bets, will he land? I think he will. I think he's going to make his target. No! Oh, did he? No! He's hit and a miss. Spoiler alert. Frostworm
Okay,
just
like
keeping-
7 seconds delay between you telling us in Discord and then actually
Yeah.
the stream.
Yeah, it's fair. But I think it only affects us in Discord. That people on stream don't hear any of this really. They just hear you talking about things that happened 7 seconds ago.
Or that have happened. Or are.
Frostworm's just going ham. We really need to get that black bug big boss and probably Wurzag as well into that. Into one of them. Just kill this one. Nah, they've taken off now. Although I think they can. Oh no, they do have some infantry left. And his Famir is still alive? My god, I thought I saw him get killed ages ago. Still kicking. Yeah, but he really, this is all he has left in terms of killing these things. So he really needs to go after like the Famir, needs to get ready to kill this one of these Frostworms. Because that's all he has left. And they could win him. These could very well win him the game for him, but he's not utilising them. Although this one's routing without even landing. I think it's because he's getting fired at. Although, see by what? Get things out of ammo. Oh yes, the ROR, the Death Creepers versus the Death Creepers. Well, it's literally an exact mirror match, although this one has one now, so they'll probably win. That was some okay damage, but yeah, see, look, he's isolating Wurzag, his Black Oak Beat Boss is over here. He could land and terror out. Oh, actually, no, they've got immune to psychology because of the war, but still, it's a risk that if Wurzag goes down, this could be GG. Here he goes. If he can get flanked with the Black Oak Beat Boss and kill him, that will be the opposite way GG. Although the Black Oak Beat Boss is getting surrounded here, although he's casting, which will give them all extra stats. So it's got 76 melee attack there. He just needs to shut one of these wyverns down. If they can't get flanked, and the morale buff won't be enough probably to rout everything off. Using a pendulum on goblins, that's how you know it's desperate. Otherwise his caster is about to die, so that was probably just a desperate cast of use of magic. Yeah, there you go. The Frostworm going down to just hits from Wurzag and the Black Boss. He's getting killed, and then it's down to the last Frostworm, and that's going to rout, and that'll be RB losses. And that's it. Frostworm worst unit in the game.
Yeah, the Black Oak Big Boss is good, but like it's a fucking dragon. It should eat Black Oak Big Boss.
Yeah,
Black Oak Big Boss need the Frostworm definitely needs a buff. It needs a buff. It desperately needs a buff.
It desperately either needs more health or more melee attack.
Maybe physical resistance, like a forest dragon or something.
Yeah,
Or give it
just
healing. We give it regeneration. That would make it good. If you gave it regeneration.
Like, its damage value is actually not that bad.
Mm.
Like 1900, it did its value.
But you
worth
consider
it.
that's basically all in Ted's army that did any damage value. Wolfric didn't pay for himself. The Famir just barely paid for himself. Raw doesn't do anything. This one javelin did good, but it was just the javelin and the 2 Frostworms that did anything in that army. Tox's build worked pretty well. He got his Doom Dive after everything. Problem is here is there's not an awful lot of mass. He doesn't have. I think he needs like the Broken Tusk mob in here, just so that he can pin down like Frostworms or Mammoths. 'Cause he's nothing really here to pin down a Mammoth with. He's got the net from Wurzag, I think, he brought, but that's only very temporary. If you can run some mass units in, that would be good. I think some more heavier cav would be better instead of the basic Spider Riders. Shog's build, pretty good build in terms of things. Got the old combo of the Stone Trolls and this trio. This trio is always seen every day. Of course, what happened with this flank? This was the one fighting Ted, so there's just a lot of routing, yeah.
They clumped up in the middle and then they get terror routed.
Yeah, because when Scarstick dies, everything just morale just dies. So.
Yeah, it was like a Pit of Shade plus the Pendulum and the boat, and just everything died, and then they all got terror routed by the worms.
Yeah, Greenskins have their poor leadership, so losing their general is a very, very big debuff, especially when fighting against terror like Frostworms and Mammoth. Clay's build did pretty well. I think he just spread it out a bit too poorly. Definitely good skirmish and range tools going on. Black Orcs, a nice choice, but I think he went up against like a perfect counter build for it, which is unfortunate. With the range, the Doom Divers got their value shooting those, and like just a lot of good armor piercing stuff on this side against the Black Orcs and just missiles in general. Scarstick as well also got killed fairly on from infantry swarming. These all did. Oh, the big ones did good damage there. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for playing, you four. And that will be the end of the session. I shall stop recording now. Thank you for watching.